Commanding General Yahanna here, I.S.U.P.K, the original I.S.U.P.K, 1969, Body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action, that you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that. And it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's going to all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the I.S.U.P.K first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first, straight from I.S.U.P.K. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up on the cats. They're getting with their clique. Bring your clique here and let your clique handle I.S.U.P.K. Because here's the deal. If your clique ain't strong enough to handle I.S.U.P.K, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like I.S.U.P.K ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us, we damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the I.S.U.P.K, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're going to realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I see you soon. Shalom, family.
Shalom. I'm Samuel L. Jackson, and I want to welcome you to the 2025 Down South Cookout. It's going down this year, and we're starting things off right on Thursday with a scripture breakdown class with the stalwart General Muhammad. Then after that, we're having an outside movie and a game night. Join us on Friday for a barbecue/clothing drive at the CUNY Homes Apartments. I.S.U.P.K love the kids. On Saturday, there's a brunch/day party at 5 Central Houston, followed up by nightlife at the Savoy. Then on Sunday, join us for the 2025's Down South Cookout. We got Officer Ron on the pit, on the 1s and 2s, free for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So come on down and don't miss all the festivities this year. Because the white man is the devil, and I hope they burn in hell. It's the 2025 Down South Cookout.
No holiday, hanging out Dollar Tree. Watch how we fall away. It's a high holy day. Pants over like trumpets is blowing. Can you feel your tone, man? It's a high holy day. The dedications, but real sisters glad to have you. We feast in tabernacle. It's a high holy day. First fruits to spread 11 bread, and then the rest our head. It's a high holy day. No sweat, got a head start on you. Waking up a priest feeling royal. Shouting out to the power, our Father, good God. Just a sight of make a hater blood boil. The real wanna know you. Sisters get different that never consider submitting, they can feel it. Look how I Different holy rolling up, sitting on high, too fly, no sign, the dry, swishing eye, nigga. My spirit's like the most high living. Catch me with the I sipping. You ain't no Christ and not from the same tribe. We kin up on my father's side. Look how we resemble. He a nigga, I'm a nigga. All my niggas Latino, Native, Indian. All black party, you ain't getting it. Spirit ridiculous. God washed our city, anointed us from the beginning. Wrapped us in linen, silk bracelets, all wrist, earrings that bling on our women. That ornaments and a chain that swing from my neck. Big jewels in the crowns of the head of a bunch of mighty men. Though we all one body, my brother never go without it. If I got it, he got it, we got it together. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you step, who you threaten. It's a high holy day, no holiday, pagan idolatry. Watch how we fall away. It's a high holy day. Hands over like trumpets is blowing. Can you feel the atonement? It's a high holy day. The dedications for real sisters got to have it. We feast in tabernacle. It's a high holy day. First fruits to spread unleavened bread, and day to rest our head. It's a high holy day. So tries and buys the most high behind us. So it don't matter if we not desired. You cowards be quiet in the midst of a prince. Stand clear in your fears. Contagious like bravery on these austere men over here, like Christ showing militants. Other camps, he feminine, scared to fight demons like addicts having habits. Faggots lie and die instead of fighting on the Sabbath. Shalom, Mike, Hebrew individualites, but they think they all follow Christ and got saved some way. Maybe one day you'll see just how it feels. Making 144 in my ears as I'm steering. To get there and had no fear, man. Cotton out the side, he called me the wheel, man. Every day my zeal been up in the stuff like my garments. A pop die yacht, what they call me. I be like, card on the wall and I'm on it. Just give me the order so I know what the Lord want. Meanwhile, I took a straw drink with strawberry orange. All the wall, you be on the jacket and the floor thing. Fist up, reunion the Lord made. Get your kids and ribs up, throw your fist up. Tell them what's your name, what's your name, what's your name. And they can't do shit at all, it's a high holy day. No holiday, pagan idolatry. Watch how we fall away, it's a high holy day. Hands over like trumpets is blowing. Can you feel the atonement? It's a high holy day. The dedications for real sisters got to have it. We feast in tabernacle, it's a high holy day. First fruits to spread unleavened bread, and day to rest our head. It's a high holy day.
You see these high holy days, black man, Latino, and indigenous. These are the Lord's high holy days. These are your high holy days that you should be celebrating. Not Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, Mama's days, whatever white man days that he said you should celebrate. That has nothing to do with us. But these high holy days that are in the scriptures, those are the days that you should celebrate. Black man, Latino, and indigenous, you are God's chosen people. You keep these high holy days.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Soon as we good to go. We good? We up? All right, stand up. We are called here. Yep. Yahweh Bashim Yashai Brakat Thumb. Yahweh Shemata Bashim Yashai. To all the brothers and all the sisters, you all know this Wednesday night in DC Scripture Breakdown class. You can get all your questions. Any question you have, any question you have, I'm gonna try to answer it as best as I could. If I don't have the answer for you, I'll go get it and come back next class, or you could ask it in the next UPK class anywhere, anytime, any day. You know how we do I.S.U.P.K, Home of the Truth under Command and Journey Yahanna. We have Houston Cookout, Down South Cookout coming up. Give Houston a hand. Always put together an outstanding event. as they always do, as well as the Passover. Passover, give that a hand. 57th annual Passover in this captivity. The Lord's annual Passover. 57 years doing this thing. This thing's older than some of your parents. This thing older than some of you. This thing older than your fake Israelite group. Right? Passover this year, Commander Yahanna is going to be rocking the Passover out in Houston, Texas. We going back to Houston, Texas. You know what I mean? We had a ball there. That was the first Passover after COVID. I think we went down there. We're gonna do it again this year, next year, of course. And we're gonna be tough in Houston. We're gonna be rough and tough in Houston. Don't do nothing simple between now and then, man. You could be watching the Passover from home. I'm gonna tell you that straight. Now is not the time to do some simple ass shit, man. Check your emotions, you brothers and sisters. Check yourself. Call for counsel. Don't do no dumb, stupid shit, man, in the name of whatever is in your stupid, silly head. The white man going to the moon. Elon Musk taking over the world. Trump doing what the hell he want to do. And you over there just being simple. Pay your tithes. 10% of the increase in earnings must come into the priests and prophets of the Lord. Pay your tithes. Passover coming up. $200 per adult, 17 years and over. You could start to pay that thing on now. I'm forsaking a bill this year. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. I'm going to go do some DoorDash or Amazon. But by Friday night, I'm paying that money. I'm paying that thing in, and I'm going to brag and boast about paying that Passover fee right away. I'm paying that thing Friday night. Friday night, I'm paying that thing down. Get that Passover fee in, man. Do your part to support. Do your part to support the truth, to support everything we doing in here, and bring your ass on up in here, man. Or how long are you gonna bullshit? How long are you gonna make excuses? How long are you going to give reasons of why you can't and why you can't and why you can't? Meanwhile, you're giving all your love to the oppressor. Do me a favor, Shapat. Space out those chairs over there a little bit. Always just think in mind, people like a little space to lean back and spread their shoulders. They might want to, spread it, cross their ankles and spread their knees a little bit. Yeah, space it out a little bit. Don't treat it like Spirit Airlines. Right? Get them the expensive airlines. Was he one you just travel with? Move the no, don't pull it back because ain't nobody that short. Put that back row, pull it back some more. Get space in. Yeah, that's good right there. That's good right there. And the front row, you could push it up a little bit. This about 3 or 4 inches up. That's it. There's a whole row. Somebody could walk in between. Somebody could sit down and feel comfortable. Right? So of course, pay a Passover fee. Let's get it in. You know what I mean? It's not 1,000 plus another 1,000. It's just $200. You know what I mean? It ain't 1,000 like that preacher say 1,000 plus another 1,000. You hard-headed woman, and she took that. Meanwhile, if her husband tell her don't dress like a hoe, it's all kind of F you and you don't own me. You black woman, humble yourself for a stinking Christian, nasty sodomite. But your own husband, you would rebel against him. That's crazy. It's good she get embarrassed like that. She paying for that type of embarrassment. You know what I mean? So, definitely get up with it quickly. Get it in ASAP. Let's get this Passover locked in, solid. Let's get it locked in solid and rocked out all the way. You know what I mean? What else we have coming up? You all know the next high holy day is what? Hanukkah. Go ahead. That's what it's going to say? Hanukkah, right? That's the next high holy day coming up. I believe, December 14th or something like that? December 14th. Y'all make sure and lock in December 14th. I think it's a Saturday or Sunday. It might be a Sunday. Y'all check it in. Check it out. Lock in. Make your preparations to get there. Whatever zone you're in. Start planning for now the dedication, right? The feast of dedication. Let's get that whole thing rocking and rolling. All right. And I believe that's it. So where we at? If anybody has any questions tonight, let's get the questions. If not, let's go ahead and rock into the topic tonight. Of course, we're going to go into a little bit with what America is doing in the Caribbean. I don't know how much people fully understand it or not. All right, Shapat, you might want to trim me back a little bit here. Just a little bit. I appreciate it, please. All right. Is it okay? Y'all can see the board fine? All right, cool. Let's get it. Any any questions online or in the room? I'll definitely take them now. If you could.
Sir, we got one question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Hall said, I know that it makes us unclean to touch a dead body and to go to funerals, but does the same thing apply to having the ashes of someone who was cremated?
I got it. I definitely got it. So water for that reminder, brother. I'm gonna get with you on that. Hold on. Anything else?
No more questions in the chat. We do have one more. Warrior of Yahushua said, what's the true way to repent and be baptized?
1 second. Read the second question again.
Warrior of Yahushua said, what's the true way to repent and be baptized?
Okay. Okay, what's the true way to repent and be baptized? Let me get that one first. That might be a little bit shorter. And then I'm gonna come back to the other one with the ashes. All right. Okay, what's the true way to repent and be baptized? Who want to take a shot? What's the true way to repent and be baptized? Who want to take a shot at it? Either one.
To repent means you have to turn fully away from whatever you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the baptized part, I would have to say by becoming a new person.
Okay, you answer it. You answer it. Go ahead. And that's damn near it minus a few details. That's damn near it minus a few details. Go ahead.
One, he said the true way would be to get in class in the I.S.U.P.K and learn the true breakdowns of what would baptize you, because baptism is being taught the Bible, and you're not getting the true breakdowns if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K in class is the best way to get it. And then when you learn and you are baptized, by the minute of the Lord, then you actually turn from whatever it was you may have learned that you were doing wrong.
That's more concise way. That there is no way to repent if you're in the world, because you really don't know what you're doing. You might know some things. There's some obvious things. You get the point? There's some things everybody know. If let's say you have a drug addiction problem, let's say you like to buy whores. Those are obvious things. Then there's other things you don't even know you're doing. You have no idea this is what you're supposed to do, or this is what you're not supposed to be doing. You get the point? So really, ideally, what you want to do is you want to get in class so you could fully learn what you're not doing, or fully learn what you are doing. And that would help you be able to now repent. Now, part of repenting is what? Who knows? What's the first step of repenting?
That's a lucky.
Ragash?
To completely stop doing it.
No. That's the end of repenting. What's the first part of repenting?
To turn away from it, right?
That's second, or that's basically the last thing. That's basically the very last thing. Go ahead. Of course, I'll take some of that. I'm not going to come up in here with the bribe. I'm taking bribes. I'm taking it. No, sir, just give me a couple, 2 or 3. It's fine. That'll work for now. I appreciate that, brother. All right. What's the first step of repenting? Who knows? Anybody online? Anybody in your room want to take a shot? Don't forget to set up the mic for the sisters as well, all right? What's the first step? Huh? First step is, I'm going to get here for time's sake. Somebody might want to man the thing. You just send the brother for whatever you need, all right? The first step of repenting is admitting that you're wrong. You're going to have to acknowledge that what you was doing was wrong. Because if you don't do that, you're going to continue doing what the hell you was doing. Because to you, this shit is not wrong. There's nothing wrong with whatever it is. Nothing wrong with a little bit of pork. God ain't going to hate me for a little bit of shrimp. That's what Christians say, right or wrong? You mean to tell me God don't hate me for a little bit of shrimp? That's because to themselves, they have not said, I'm wrong for eating this thing. I'm wrong for doing this. You're wrong for this part. You're wrong for that one. Anybody in here ever been in a UPK council? Right? At the end of the council, somebody is told, well, you were wrong for this. And since somebody is told you did nothing wrong, there was no fault in you. The person who was told they were wrong has to acknowledge that themselves. Or else, what happens? I think you just put it on top there wherever somebody could reach. That way you don't get the feedback, all right? Should probably help him out, all right? The person who if somebody who gets told you were found wrong, if they do not think they're wrong, what happens? Who knows? Sis?
They'll continue to do the wrong thing.
They'll just continue doing whatever. It might be a few months, or you could leave it next day. It's if it's too far of a reach on the chair in the back, whatever it is, whichever one. It might be a few months, a few years later, but that thing is going to come right back up because this person, in their mind, the council's wrong, not me. If you repent, you have to acknowledge, I'm a filthy bastard for doing this shit. I should have never done this shit. I was told I was wrong. Now I have to stop because I was told I was wrong. The first part of repenting is you're gonna have to admit to yourself you was wrong. You're gonna acknowledge you being incorrect or wrong about something, and because you're wrong about it, what would you want to do after? Because you don't admit to yourself you were wrong. What would you want to do after? Who knows? Sis, go ahead.
Apologize to the person that you wronged.
You'll apologize to the person. In this case, this would be the Lord, right? You could pray and ask the Lord for forgiveness now. You say Salakia. What else? Who knows? You don't admit to yourself you're wrong. You realize, oh shit, I was wrong about this shit. I'm really wrong about this. I know that's what I thought before, but I'm wrong. So now what would you do? Anyone asking in chat? Go ahead, sis.
Turn away from the wrong.
You would now start to correct yourself. You would only correct yourself if you know you're wrong. You would only correct yourself if you know you're wrong. As long as you don't think you're wrong, you're going to continue doing the same damn shit. You don't think you're wrong. Regardless of what whoever says, you, in your mind, you don't think you're wrong. So you're going to do it. You're not going to see any problem with it. You're not going to be like, oh shit, I need to do this. You're not going to go to your slave. I'm just saying in the ideal situation, or go to a slave or go to somebody's house. The average Israelite, just in the ideal situation, you had to go somewhere, you're going to jump in the shower. You're going to jump in the shower, you're going to get dressed, you can put on some clothes and go to wherever, whatever function, whatever it is. You're not going to just leave the house, smelling like yesterday, because to you, that's what? Wrong. Yeah, that's how you should be about your habits and your ways. But the problem is we don't think that shit is wrong. So you just continue doing it. And sometimes with that part, You just have to get beat more. Right? You just have to get beat more. Really, as he posed the question, the brother said, true repenting. When somebody's asking that type of question, they're tired of getting beat. He's in a good place. The person who asked that question, they're in a good place. Them stripes meant something, and it's helping you because you're tired of it and you want a change. And that's the best place to be in Ark. It's the best place to be in Archium and Aquafium. To be in a place where you want this thing to change, now you're willing, your mind is now open to get instructed. Now you realize if you want something to change, it got to mean what you was doing all the time is not working. Right or wrong? It would mean what? What you was doing all the time is wrong. Everything you was doing before, that should have to go because you want a change. If you don't seek the change, that means you think what you're doing is right. And you just need to get beat more. That's just it. This is life. So the first part is you're going to have to admit, you're going to recognize to yourself that this, whatever you was doing is wrong. Then you start looking for how should I be right in this situation? How can I start to do the things that's right? How can I start to, not do the things that's wrong? You want to change how you're doing. You want to now seek to become a different person. You want to seek to become brand new. And as Officer Shapat was saying, to do that, you'll have to be taught what is right or wrong. You're not going to know off the break this is right or wrong because nobody ever taught you. Because if somebody taught you, you wouldn't even be asking about repenting. You would have been doing the right thing anyway. So now you're going to have to be taught. And as he said, you're going to have to get in class. There's no way around it. Like serving the Lord and turning back to the Lord is not like you could take a pill and just magically wake up without the headache. That's not it. To turn to the Lord is your lifestyle has to change. And for your lifestyle to change, you are going to have to do two things. You're going to have to learn the new lifestyle and then start putting it in practice. You're going to have to do those two things or else it's never going to work. All right. Give me Ecclesiasticus 6 and 36.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 36. And if thou, if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
Right, read it one more time.
Verse 36. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
All right, what does that mean?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Prison Officer Michael here, right?
Yeah, go ahead. 1 second, Michael. Shapat, turn the volume up on that computer somehow. All the way up. Let me know when. We good? Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, come on, sir. If I may, this manner of understanding would be a man of the Lord, and you would more or less try to be around that man to be taught by him.
Okay, I'll take that. What does it mean when it says betimes? Let the brother do that. Let the brother do all of that shit. What does it mean betimes? As much as you could, Shapat, just delegate the stuff as much as you could and just run the computer. Of course, you still have the door, right? What does it mean betimes? Because I need to pay attention to the questions, all of that should go, and just delegate the stuff as much. What does that mean? Betimes.
So, off the top of my head, does it mean like most of the time, or try to be around as much as possible?
Yes, it means many times. It means many times. Chapat, I think I'm done here. Come on, man. Y'all have to help me out. Y'all set me up. I'm talking big shit in the alley with the damn criminal. And I say, all right, nigga, I'm about to light you up. I'm gone. I'm gone. Y'all set me up, man. How you going to have the fire out? Now you give me the shiny one so you can see when I pull it. Y'all ain't easier. I'll take that one. All right. So be times mean many times. Many times you get you get the betimes unto him. That's what you would do. You would get betimes unto him and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Meaning you always there knocking on his door, trying to get wisdom and understanding. Kind of like this one too, you know. This a real, like a brisket. You know, they're braising in them briskets. So like, I got both of them. I'll rock with either one. You know what I mean? If we're good to go. All right. So that's what it would mean. You get betimes. So that would be a precept to get in class, especially young in the truth. Really should just be in class all the way through. The Bible is, you know, always unfolding to you, not evolving. Not evolving. I know the fake Israelites like to say evolving. The Bible is not evolving. It's never evolving. Evolving meaning change. Evolve means to change in accordance with whatever is going on at the time. That's what evolving means. But the Bible is always unfolding, meaning what? You're going to learn certain breakdowns when you come in. And because of your mindset or because of the narrowness of your mind, and I'm saying that with all due respect, because I also was a young man coming in. So I know how narrow your mind could be as a young man or young woman in the truth. There's only so much you could really get at one time. I always tell you all the story. First time I heard reincarnation, I damn near walked out of the class. I was like, what are you even talking about reincarnation? I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And then I understood certain parts. I didn't understand Melchizedek. I didn't understand certain things, but you have to keep coming back because your brain could only take so much at this time. That's all it could do. You need to understand more. You're going to have to be around more. So that's what will happen. And as you start to change your life, there's some things you're going to learn off the break. You're going to learn about shape-ups, because this is a brother asking the question. You're going to learn about shape-ups. You're going to learn about, you're going to learn sex is marriage. You're going to learn the things that directly apply to a young man as he comes in the truth. You're going to learn about pagan holidays, heathen holidays. You're going to learn about heathen women. These are the things that most people, you're going to learn about brotherhood. You're going to learn about what's right and what's wrong to do. You're going to learn how to manage your addictions. You're going to learn how to call for counsel. You're going to learn for certain things. Then later on, you're going to learn more about other parts of life. How to deal with Esau. How to deal with other things with brotherhood. How to, manage certain parts of your life. Because now you're going to come, as you're coming around, you're going to start to ask different questions. You're going to get help on managing your life, your slavery, bills, working out some shit with your landlord. You're going to get help on other things in life. And you're going to now you're shedding more of yourself. You're shedding more and more. So that's really the process you want to go through. All right. Shapat, you had your hand up?
Like I said, now I was going to bring in, try to put it in view. Like if somebody ever seen the movie Creed, when he first went to Philly, to try to go train. When he asked Rocky, could he train him? And Rocky was like, no. You know what I mean? And he just kept coming back to the point Rocky was like, man, you like a woodpecker. You just keep packing. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't stop. Even when he told him no, he was like, well, maybe you could just give me some drills. Write down some drills for me. You know what I'm saying? Kept going at him until he was like, all right, I'm going to come up in there. You know what I mean?
You're right. Like he's wearing him out. He's wearing out his doorsteps because you're trying to find out right from wrong. You get the point? Also skip up for me to my son, verse 32.
Okay, verse 32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught.
Read that again.
Verse 32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent.
All right. What does that mean? My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. What does that mean? Sis, you want to try it?
Is it basically if you're willing to learn, you know, the man that has the wisdom will teach him, is willing to teach him.
If you're willing to learn, you can learn. That's what the Bible is saying. Read it one more time. And this is just such a heavy, it's so heavy, where you would hear sometimes brothers and sisters might be, I just can't get it. I don't understand it. Why is this happening? And okay, to the average person, it may seem like it's difficult to understand. When this thing is not difficult to understand, you just don't want to understand it. The reason you're not doing it is you don't want to. You get the point? You don't want to do this thing. You was already given counsel. You were already told what to do. You was already taught. Somebody broke this whole thing down to you. Yeah, I can't wrap my mind around it. The reason you can't is because you don't want to. That's the reason you can't. You don't really want to. You're struggling with it. Read it one more time.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught.
If thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. If you want wisdom, if you want to learn, before you share it out, just move the equipment boxes. You could move them back over here, just out the way, just to keep, whatever out the way. Out of the grease. You could even put them on top there, right? If you want to. And you could put the bag on the chair in the back, they utilize the space a little bit more, all right? Right? If thou wilt, you could get understanding. If you want understanding, you can get it. The problem is some people think they want understanding. And really they don't want it. They want to feel like they want it, but really they don't, because most of the understanding is something you don't want to do. How do I know? Because you're doing something you want to do already, and that's not working. If you're touching something that's hot, obviously it means move your hand off. If you keep putting your hands back, you want to get burned. You get the point? It's like sometimes you ever seen two people in a domestic situation where it's physically domestic, it's physically abusive, it's a physical thing going on. And you sit there and you wonder, well, why doesn't this brother leave? Or why doesn't this sister leave? And you're trying to wrap your head around it. Why don't they just stop and leave? And then later you realize what it is. What's the reason they don't leave? What's the reason that they don't stop engaging this person in that manner? What's the reason? Who knows? Go ahead, sis.
They like it.
They want that shit out. That's what they want. That's what they want. I've seen this thing happen already. The brothers in Trinidad will tell you. I've seen this thing happen because Trinidad is a little bit more of a more raw society than it is in America because of how the laws are and the lifestyle is. All right. Lucky Shaban, you could definitely make one for me. Just keep it aside. I'll eat it after. Oh shit, Most High in Christ. I see you trying to bribe me big time, boy. Don't worry out. I've done seen where some brother is beating the hell out of some sister, or some sister is attacking a brother. And somebody comes to, usually it's with the brother putting hands on the sister. And then somebody steps in, and then they both start to beat the hero. They both start to, somebody jumps in and put hands on the brother roughly. She turns around and says, don't do that to him. Don't hit him. Bap, bap, and start, now both of them whipping his ass. And now everybody laughing at him. You don't get into that because that's what the hell they love. That's to them, that's giving each other flowers. That's giving somebody a kiss on the forehead. That's their love language. Don't, worry about yours. That's their love language. And you can't get into that because they don't want to do better. You get the point? They don't want to do. You have to want better in order to do better. You have to want it. If thou wilt, thou will be taught. Go ahead. Read it again from the top.
Verse 32, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent.
And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. What does that mean? Go ahead.
That where it says, if thou will apply thy mind, meaning that if they accept what the wisdom is or whatever the counsel is, and apply it to their mind later on in life, they'll be able to.
It doesn't say later on in life.
Okay, what's locked in?
Check in that cabinet and see if there's the franc stones, the rocks. If you don't mind. Let's see if there's any rocks in there. No, I think you could check there or in this box, all right? This chest, Salah. Right, what does that mean? If that will apply that mind, I don't know if that's it or not. But you could check the box, the chest there and see. All right. Go ahead, Doc.
Is that saying that if they program it, just keep practice it over and over again? Is it meaning like that?
No. If thou will apply thy mind. That's enough. You ain't want to put a whole ton. You know what I mean? That should be enough. Yeah, that's pretty good right there, I think. If thou will apply thy mind to what? Thou shalt be prudent.
So like I said.
Yeah, come on with it.
So like I said, does it mean that if thou would apply thy mind, you would more or less be able to make better decisions?
Okay, give me the apply your mind part. Right? If what does it say first? My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. So it's saying first, if you want, somebody will teach you. And if you apply your mind, you will be prudent. So we already know the first part. Give me that second part of if you would apply your mind.
Like it, sir.
Come on.
Meaning you would take the initiative to learn what's being presented in front of you.
You answered. A little simpler.
You can hear me well, sir?
I can hear you perfect, Ark. Whatever you did.
This is it right here. I'm on the laptop, sir. Salaki.
All right, more sign right here. That works. So you answered. A little bit simpler. Sometimes we see this thing apply your mind and we start thinking it's a little bit more elaborate. It's a lot more simpler than you think. If thou will apply thy mind.
So like yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the apply your mind like studying?
Yes and no, but in this context, a little bit more than just studying. Like the studying comes with you being taught. Somebody's teaching you something, you're going to learn it. That's the studying part. You get the point? But if you apply your mind, that's something else. I try not to give it to you. I could give you a hint, but I'll just give it away. We've been talking about it just same way before. Applying your mind is doing what?
Slack, sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
That means if you actually are using what you've been taught.
That's it. As simple as that. If you apply your mind, now you put in what you've been taught into practice. You've been putting what you've been taught into practice. Anybody ever ever did what's them driving courses they just put you to do when you do some shit on the road? Do they do that here? Where they put you into a driving course where you do some nonsense on the road, you got to go to some driving course for a certain amount of time, right? What is this usually for? Is it usually for speeding, or what is it usually for? I know in the UK it's usually with speeding. You get points on your license, then you got to go to some driving class to learn defensive driving or some shit. Go ahead.
So like I said, they're starting to introduce that down here now. But down here they call it a driver's rehabilitation.
Something like that. That's how it is in the UK. You get caught speeding, a whole ton. They put some points on your license. They say you have to do some driving course. Depends on the speed limit. They'll take your car and crush it. The UK is some old draconian shit. Imagine that shit. You speeding. Now them Pakistanis over there is known for just being a wild man on the road. They're doing hundreds of numbers on city streets. Sometimes depending on the limit, or if you're a repeated offender, they'll take your car and they'll crush your car, take it to the damn to the spot and crush your car. So like you should probably take this here to me. Shalom, sir. You have a chance, right?
Shalom. Yeah, that's wild that they just going to crush your car. But Salak, sir, did Officer Sawab, did you have any more on that? How they going with the driving over there in Trinidad, sir?
Salak, sir. This is Prison Officer Maikwa. Salak, sir. There is a new program that's starting to introduce here in Trinidad, right? With the same point system. All right, and a lot of drivers already exceed the limit on the point system, and they're now trying to get them back into the system, so they have this rehabilitation program where they could come and redo the basic driving rules and regulations for the road, and then they would be able to receive back their license to drive.
Right. Because I remember the water, but I remember I had to take it myself. When I moved to Houston. Saying the issues I had here, I had to take care of down there, and they made me take a driver's class just to be able to get my license down there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The type of class seems like the same thing. That passed class back to Captain Shot.
So what were you able to do?
Yeah, I just asked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what they do, right? Now, the whole purpose of the class is to what? Make you a better driver. Now, what do people usually do after they get one of those courses? Go ahead, Rugash.
Go back to doing the same thing.
That's what you did? It's like, I'm not going to you. That's it. You just go back to doing whatever. You do not apply your mind. You do not apply this to your mind. You were taught and you did not put it into practice. So that's it. You were taught, you didn't put it into practice, and that's just that. You have to now apply your mind. You get the point? You have to put it into practice, whatever you were taught. Go ahead. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Keep reading, Rugash.
And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent.
Mm-hmm. And if you apply your mind, you're going to be prudent. Meaning what? Prudent. What does prudent mean? Wise. I'm going to get it for time's sake. Wise. You're going to get wisdom. If you apply it, you're going to be prudent. You're going to be wise. It will be wise to apply what you learn. Why? Because now this could help you in the future. You get better driving practices. What could happen? What are some things could happen that could benefit you in the future? Anybody? Just raise your hand and go ahead with it. Go ahead, sis.
Maybe get a slavery that requires driving and
exactly. You might be able to qualify now for a proper slavery because you done completed this course and you show that you're good with this course. What else? What else can happen? The obvious thing is you may not get in so much accidents. Your car mightn't be looking like one of them tests. Do you remember that old commercial with the test dummies, with the crash dummies? And they used to fly through the window all the time. Your car mightn't look like that, full of cuts and bruises like a 5-year-old on a playground, full of bandages. You got taping up the bumper, all kind of shit, because you just can't practice the wisdom you learned. What else could happen? Over time, you might be driving so good and you ain't getting no accidents. Your insurance might go down. There's benefits to this thing. There's wisdom. What else could happen? You could teach somebody how to not make the mistakes you made. Now you could just, pass this on to some young brother or young sister so they don't have to go get a ticket and somebody force them to drive. There's wisdom that comes from it. In much the same way, you come into the truth. If you want to get taught, you will be taught. If you want to learn, you're going to come and learn. And as you learn, if you apply if you apply your mind to it, you're going to put it into practice and it's going to make your life better. It's going to make you wiser. Because now you are the slavery, somebody popping off, somebody doing something. Now you done been taught, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You've been taught to speak, let every word come forth in due season and with salt. Like a word out of season is like cymbals to the ears. That's in the Apocrypha. You say the wrong thing at the wrong time. At that time, whoever listening, it sounds like noise. It sounds like noise. So, but because you applied what you learned, you know what to say when. Or you might know not to say nothing at all. You might know just to keep your mouth shut and go ahead and go to slave. What else do you know if you apply on yourself? This is a UPK 101. If you apply on yourself, this is something you get taught damn near day one in here. You start coming around a couple of weeks straight, people seeing you, you get taught this straight off the break. It's UPK 101. It's the foundation of how we operate. It's everything. And this would help you as you move because this is wisdom. Go ahead, sis.
How to treat your brother and sister?
How to treat your brother and sister. That's true, but there's something that even before that. Brotherhood as well. That's to get taught in here. But there's something that's foundation UPK. Like without this, we damn near can't have anything. Even the brotherhood depends on this one. Go ahead.
Follow orders.
This would be an order you get. That's what I'm saying. This one here is such a basic tenet. It's so basic. And for some, it's difficult. Go ahead.
Fight your demons.
You have to fight a demon to do this one. Go ahead. Oh, it's like I told you how the hand up, sis. Anybody else? Anybody online? To see if anybody typing anything in, all right?
So like, yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
No excuses.
No excuses. That would be what you would be told when you ask why you didn't do this. Go ahead. This one is so simple.
So the hall said honesty.
That's kind of vague. It's kind of vague. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's
So like I
so simple. Go ahead.
like hood mentality.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Shah.
Like where so I guess like where you see the brothers and them do, yeah, that's do. If you see they doing that,
Okay. No, that's not what I'm talking about for sure. That's not what this is something even before that.
good.
This is something so simple. When I say it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know. You know, but you didn't say it.
So like it, sir.
Go ahead.
Discipline.
It takes discipline to do this.
Matthias said, pay your tithes.
Oh, give my thing. That's not it, but I'll take that. That's a close second. Pay your tithes. That's not it, but I'll take that. Mm-hmm.
Cuba Nasawan said respect.
La, that's not it. If you had it, you would do it. If you had respect, you would do this thing I'm talking about. If you applied your mind to this thing I'm talking about, that it takes you having respect. It takes you applying your mind to do this. It's UPK 101. It's like our bloodline. Like one of them people on the internet who be eating shit on the camera. The ASMR motherfuckers. So I get to the chat about that crackling at the microphone. I apologize. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, sis.
Is it knowing the white man is the devil?
Well, that's true. I'll take that. That's a second one. The white man is the devil. That answer usually works for every question. That's a cheat code. But there's something else. Go ahead.
We got Desiree. I think I said Desiree said follow instruction, and B-Mo said brotherhood.
All those are good things. But this is something that's just 101. Without this, nothing works.
Black, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
It can't be no coward.
That's true too. I'll get out of hand. No coward. It's something else. You can't be no coward. If you're a coward, you're not doing this. You're guaranteed not doing this. But this thing takes some heart to do.
So, like, sir.
Go ahead.
Quick to listen.
No, not it. Come on, man. I'm gonna get you up for time's sake. We're gonna be 9 o'clock here. You're gonna be like, well, Black, burn incense, drink wine, wake up on the Sabbath day. Men gonna be inventing shit at this point. Come on, 2 more. Go ahead.
You said when you first come in, you're a young man, all you're supposed to do is just learn.
I thought you were gonna give it to me. Oh boy. It's UPK 101. It's bedrock.
Come to class.
It's bedrock. This is bedrock UPK 101. Anybody? All right. Go ahead. Last one, Chappelle.
BMO said, hold up. We got obedience.
That's somebody name? Obedience?
No. Fiery Furnace Finish said obedience. America's Burning said leadership. Kaya Bob said show up.
Show up is good too. You have to show up. That's really the, that's how you get changed. It's like washing clothes. The stain gonna come out if you keep washing anything. But if the thing never make it to the washing machine, that's stain. That's just it. But this thing here is UPK 101. You ain't going no further without it.
While my die say follow laws, statutes, commandments. Junior Jackson says follow up the law. BMO said Black Christ. And then Kayadawan said counseling. Oh,
you close to it.
Bob said shed yourself.
Shed yourself is good too. Kayad one, you're close to it. I'm gonna give it to you for time's sake. Somebody give me Hebrews 13 and 16. Quickly, all right? Whoever have it, go ahead and read. All right, in the meantime, go ahead and keep reading it in the Apocrypha. Verse 33, I think you are. Let me know when you get Hebrews 13 and 16, whoever. You have it? Go ahead, read.
This is the book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
But to do good.
But what?
But to do good.
To do what?
Do good.
So doing this thing is good. Go ahead.
And to communicate, forget not.
Don't forget to communicate. The first thing you're learning here is check in, call for counsel. That's the first thing you learn in here. Check in. Say, you good to go, brother? If you need any call, whatever everybody say. You know coming. Call me if you need me. Give me a call. You have my number? Give me a call if you need me. Every camp leader, every teacher who's in charge of a school, young person comes in. If you need counseling or you can get help, just give me a call. Call if you need. Call if you need. That's the first thing you do. And how hard is it to make that call? We've all been in that situation. How difficult is it? Be honest now. I'll know if you're fucking lying. Be honest now. This is a teaching moment that y'all could help me teach this to everybody else. How hard is it to make that call? Just raise your hand and answer. Yeah, you can't even raise your hand now. You're convicted in your spirit, you bastard. Let me get somebody online. How hard is it to make that call? You should see them in the room looking around. Don't look around. It's you. I'm talking to you, nigga.
Sir, it took a minute. It took a minute. It took a good minute.
It's hard to make that call up. It's hard to make that call. It's difficult for most people to make that call. Why is it so difficult for most people to make that call? It's only one reason. Why is it so difficult for most people to make that call? Go ahead, sis.
Pride.
Pride. Is it really pride? But pride is how it presents. Pride is how it presents. Once again, I always tell you, life is very simple. And life is black or white. Pride is how it presents. But really, you're listening to Satan. Satan is in your ear. Don't call because, and a myriad of reasons why. When somebody told you to call, so who are you listening to? If you're not listening to the person who told you, hey, make that phone call, communicate, you're surely listening to somebody else. And it's not yourself. You're listening to Satan. You get the point? Once again, if thou wilt, you'll be taught. And if you apply what you learn, you will be wise. When you don't call, whatever, what happens? You usually come up with a solution yourself. And then sometimes 2 weeks later, sometimes 2 months later, or 2 years later, you're scrambling for a call. You're calling right after the other. You're calling, you're texting, because this is a hell of a fucking emergency now. Now you're jammed all the way up. And you just calling off the hook, and or somebody calling on your behalf, which is even worse. Is this the UPK? You all know Jacobian, Federian Thomas? I don't know who the hell that is. Who the hell is it? Oh, that's Officer so-and-so. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while. Or I haven't seen now. That's Sister so-and-so. I haven't seen them in a while. What happened? Well, they so-and-so in so place. You get the point? And you could have just made a phone call early. You could have just did it. You could have made a phone call early and not listen to Satan. The UPK is a place, brother. You come in here, you can't let pride get in your way. Because pride is something that's going to keep you from getting wisdom. It's going to keep you from admitting to yourself you was wrong before. How you operated was wrong. How you thought was wrong. The things you did was wrong. That's not how it should be done. It's going to keep you from doing that. It's going to keep you now from making the change that could save you a whole ton of stress or financial burden or your life. But you're going to have to do good and communicate. Forget not. Keep reading.
For with such sacrifice.
For with what?
For with such sacrifice.
For with what?
Such sacrifice.
For with what?
For with such sacrifice.
Go ahead.
God is well pleased.
Why is it a sacrifice to communicate? Why does the Lord describe it as a sacrifice to communicate? Who knows? Shapat, I see you looking around. Come on.
Yeah, Sham Shokta.
Usually Shapat, he had the precept and the answer for me. He quiet tonight, Shapat. Go ahead, Swap.
Yes, Salakia, because it requires something within yourself, you know, to force yourself to do what is right.
You on it. I want you to say it a certain way, but you're right though. You definitely right. Go ahead, Shapat.
You actually have to admit I couldn't do
it. Okay, yes, but think sacrifice. If you're sacrificing something, what are you doing?
You giving up something.
You're giving up something that what?
Means something to you.
That you do not want to give up. That's what a sacrifice is. You're giving something up that you do not want to give up. You understand? That's what a sacrifice is. The Lord describes this type of communication with sacrifices because you are giving up what? What are you giving up? Go ahead, sis. Come on. I see you itching over there. Come on.
Doing what's easy, listening to Satan.
You're giving up what you want to do, which is listening to Satan. You're giving up that part, that thing that feels good to you, what you want to do. Making that call is you yielding to what's on the other side of that call. 9 out of 10 times, sometimes, not 9 out of 10 times, but sometimes the call is going to agree with you. They're going to hear what you want to do and say, yeah, I think that's the job. You should go ahead and do that. See what happens. Sometimes it's like that. But you know, the minute you call, this is how you know you're a serial offender. Once again, I'm talking about from experience. If this echoes with you, then you know this class is for you tonight. But I'm talking from experience here with you. You don't call because you already know what the counsel is going to be. That's how you know you're a serial offender. Somebody who young in the truth may not call because why? They might be scared. They might be not used to going to somebody with their problems. But the minute you don't call because I know he's going to tell me do X, Y, Z. I want to do A, B, and C though. Yeah, you a serial offender. You done did this long enough where you already know what the counsel is. You know why? Because you've been taught, but you are making the decision not to apply your mind at this point. You're consciously making a decision. No problem. Ain't no sweat. The phone's still going to be on when you're fully fucked up. You know what I mean? But none of that will happen unless you come into the school. None of that will happen unless these are things you're going to grow. You're going to come in here. You're going to learn what's right, what's wrong. You're going to learn how to operate. You're going to learn all these things and you're going to get wisdom. And there's certain things that is just so basic, so simple, they're hard. And that's why the Lord describes it as a sacrifice. With such sacrifices, the Lord is well pleased. Do good and communicate, forget not. You're going to communicate what? What you're going through, problem you're having. And then you're going to get asked questions. Well, how did this end up here? What happened before? Why did you have to do that? Is there anything else you could? You're going to get a whole examination of your situation. And then somebody going to give you the counsel or different options you could do. And you move out. But either way, you're going to get wisdom because you're applying what you learn. This is a simple lesson. Pick up the phone and call. That's all. Pick up the phone and call. It's such a simple lesson. Without even being in here, you'll never know that. You'll never know it. So again, I don't want to be go on too long. But for the brother who asked the question about repenting, it's really in a nutshell what Officer Shapat said, which is you want to come in here. You want to get in class. You want to be in where find a man of understanding and be times with him. Over and over be in class. Get in the schools that Command and General Yahanna built, wherever you are, and ask all your questions, call for counsel, and then everything flows in. Pay your tithes. The white man is the devil. Learn brotherhood. Learn sisterhood. Learn all these things and apply it. Learn it and apply. Come on, precept. Come on.
No, we can't get the one we didn't name. Check in.
Well, that's the call. That's still the call. Check in too. I'll take that too, Shapat. Checking in. What's the purpose of the check-in? What's the purpose of the check-in? Who knows? I'll tell you right now you're wrong, but go ahead. Go ahead. I'll tell you right now. Go ahead.
Checking in is all about, it's all about, but it's to make sure, you said it before, make sure that there's no devil, no demon on that side.
That's not the answer, but you're on to it. But that's not the answer. What's the purpose of the check-in? Go ahead, sis.
Is it for the person you're checking in with, for them to evaluate if you're...
That's a benefit of the check-in, but the purpose of the check-in is for something. It's the theme of this whole thing tonight. It's practical. It's putting into practice what you've learned. What's the precept we just went over? Do good and communicate and forget not. Meaning, communicate often. Don't forget to do it. The check-in is to give you practice in communicating. It's to give you practice. It's to set you up on a routine, a schedule, like going to the gym in the morning, or going for a walk in the afternoon, something you do all the time. You go play tennis, or you brothers play the video game, or sisters play the video game, or you come home and you cook at this time. It's a certain practice that sets up a routine. And now, because of this, you get stronger in this thing because you're doing it so often. You're doing it. It comes easy. The purpose of the check-in is to give you practice in communicating. And if you apply your mind, you'll get wisdom. If you don't apply it, you will ask yourself, if you're somebody who checks in a lot, you may find that you may, for the most part, you may have issues, but it's not a huge situation. If it is you, somebody who's online now, and you don't check in a whole lot, do you have a ton of problems that's just, you don't know how to solve it? And that's why. Like, the checking in is helping you learn how to communicate. It's giving you practice. Picking up that phone when you don't want to, saying what's going on, just getting used to talking to somebody about the issues and getting feedback. And I'm saying feedback, but it would be getting counsel or instructions or questions, and you're answering them and this and that. It's just getting used to call. What's some of the excuses you hear? Why didn't you just call? I didn't want to bother you. What the fuck is the purpose of what we're doing? What's the purpose of paying my phone bill? And then you turn around and say, I don't want to bother you. Maybe I should just cut the phone. Maybe we should go back to writing letters. Maybe I should buy you some pigeons and you tie the damn thing on the pigeon so the pigeon could bother me. If you don't want to bother me, then what's the point? What's the point of it? You get the point? It's to give you practice in picking the phone up. It's to get you there. It's to get you there, you get asked about. Read the next verse.
Verse 17. Obey them that they have the rule.
Salakia. Read it slowly. Don't just take your time.
Verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you.
Mm-hmm.
And submit yourself.
And yield. Yield yourself. Go ahead.
For they watch over your soul.
Right. Sometimes Satan might tell you this person is too hard, or this person is with you, is acting with you a certain way because they don't like you. That's not it. This person is watching over your soul. You think somebody wants to be bothered with you? But this is the job. This person watches over your soul. Go ahead.
As they that must give account.
As they that must give an account. They have to give an account for you. So now if you ain't communicating, what account could they give? The worst thing is to get a call and be like, hey, Salaki Cap, what's going on? What about this brother or this sister? Salaki, so I can't even tell you. You don't even really check in. They don't really say nothing. I see them once or twice in class. I couldn't tell you. And now we had to figure out how to call you and get you, download all the information. what's going on with you, because I can't give an account. I can't say what's going on. Go ahead.
That they may do it with joy and not with grief. For that is unprofitable for you.
You want to communicate so that those who have rule over you could give an account with joy and not with grief. What is the difference? What is the difference of giving an account with joy and not with grief? What is the difference? What is giving an account with joy? Who knows? Quickly. Go ahead.
Is that like saying with joy, like you're giving something, like you're bringing something positive?
Let's keep it a little bit more simpler than positive. Like good news. But it's you giving the account with joy. Let me get ROI. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, it's a good report that you be giving.
Okay, more than a good report is you want to talk about this person. Yeah. You want to give this report up. Man, yeah, this brother here, so and so, he telling me what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he said they give him they promote him at the slave because he's so good and blah, 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 blah. And he told me, he handled the situation he had there, that probation thing, he's done with it. The courts wrote a paper that was so good with whatever he going through, or whatever, he had this problem or she had this problem with her, whatever was going on, and the debt. And she keep calling and told her this and blah, blah, blah. And she following the counsel, and she gets back with me all the way through and blah, 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 blah. Now, so if that was going on, this person would have told me. And why you say that? Because of how they always call. They always report, they always check in. So now if something a little off come, now you have somebody who has an account of your history, your track record. Your reputation can stand for you, because it's like, that don't sound like them. I can't say, maybe they did it, but I can't say because I can't. Yeah, they would usually call and say that. I think that story might be off. Or I heard so and so. Well, to tell you the truth, I can't even offer a defense, because this sister, this brother here, they don't call, they don't do nothing. Or when they call and I tell them the counsel, it's weeks before I hear from them again, and then come to find out they ain't even follow the damn thing. So if that's what's if they say that's what they did, it's quite possible they could have did it, or I don't know, because now you have to give an account with grief. Because now this person is not checking in, this person is not communicating. This person is not applying what they've learned. And the spirit of that goes with repenting and baptism. Why? Because if you would commit to something that's small and do it over and over, I can now say, now I could be wrong. I done vouch for, bastards who done turned their back and left. But I done vouch for some solid ass brothers who I could say, and sisters who I could say, when they leave these doors and they go home, this person is not doing that thing. This brother is not doing that. The sister is not doing that. I know them, they call. I don't think that's the case. It might be wrong, or this person is lying on them. We might have to call a counsel and sort this thing out, because I know how they are. You get the point? I know they're applying what they learn. They're coming with it. That's why you have to be in here. The best way to repent, for true repentance, you got to come up in here and learn and stay in here. It's not an overnight thing. It's a lifestyle. Your lifestyle took you to where you are now. You're gonna have to spend some time in here to get to where you really want to be with it. Go ahead.
I was going to say something. I remember you brought this to my attention one day, that you were telling me. You said, "Don't practice to become perfect. Practice to become permanent."
That's right.
And that stuck with me.
That's right, because you could be perfect at doing the wrong thing, right? Like somebody who constantly ignores to call, they'll become perfect at figuring out shit themselves, right? Yes, Lucky, go ahead.
No, I was saying that was me, like, wow.
That was all of us. That's every single one of us, right? You become perfect at figuring shit out yourself. You got confidence in figuring shit out yourself. Just like if you practice to call, you'll become perfect at calling. But the thing with practice, you know, what it says, practice makes you perfect. You could just be perfect at doing the wrong thing. Practice is what makes things permanent. Like what you practice is what you'll do. That's you. Go ahead.
Like, yeah, I've got a question.
Come on with it. So I think we good there, all right, brother. That's about it. Like, no, there's other parts of the baptism, like learning and all that type of stuff. But really, what you really want to do is be in class. You want to start to just be in class regular and ask questions and calling. You want to tie yourself to this body and for brothers and sisters, and you'll start to learn what you're doing wrong and be able to change it. And that's really how you repent. All right.
This one's on subject.
Go ahead.
Amani Hamilton says, Salaki, sir, if you go to individual counsel.
Salaki, check and see if Kazak is in there. Yeah, he on the stage. Just check the lower stage. I don't know what how you have the screen, but make sure you could always see the screen. Make sure you always see it. Just because you operate in the computer, you have to see the screen, because brothers and sisters brothers mainly is going to come into the StreamYard. All right. Okay. You have to always be able to see that lower part. All right. Go ahead,
Okay, sir. Salaki, sir. Imani Hamilton says, Salaki, sir, if you go to individual counsel and you follow the instructions, should you give the person who gave you the counsel an update? Is that what you're saying?
Hell yes. What you mean? What you mean is that what you're saying? Hell yes. You go to counsel. Once again, like remember somebody said one of the things that you learn in the truth when you come in is having respect. If you respect this person who giving you the counsel, you would want them to know how this shit went. Like what you don't understand is in here, when your camp leader or whoever you get counsel from hears your problem, they become invested in your problem. They want to know if this thing worked out for you. They want to know what you did and how you handled it and what happened, and they're interested. If you sitting there saying, well, I'm gonna just go do this and don't call back, you don't really respect that person. You don't really consider this person. You just whatever. And you don't want to be the type of person who only calls when you have a problem. You could call when the solution works out. You could call and what's the precept about one? Hold on. Hold on. Oh boy, where is it? Give me Romans 12 and 15. Real quick.
Romans chapter 12, verse 15.
Go ahead to what?
Kawakan, rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep.
Go ahead.
Kawakan, be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits.
That's what the Bible says, man. We rejoice with them who rejoice and weep with them who weep. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. We are all men and women of low estate. You understand? We ain't just buy EA Sports. You brothers who into them games. You all know that EA Sports that be on all them PlayStation and Xbox that make Madden and NBA and all that shit. You know, them Saudi Arabians just bought it for $55 billion. The same week Commander Johnny Yahanna had the lecture about the video games. That week, some company in Saudi Arabia with Donald Trump's son, he has another company. They bought EA Sports from the American owners for $55 billion. $1 billion. Like, we not in that room for that conversation. 55 billion. We hoping to hit the mega million. How much is the mega million? $1 million, 3 million, 30 million. We hoping they could spend $55 billion on something that if tomorrow the Chinese bring out a brand new video game, nobody would play that shit. But they could afford to spend 55 billion in money or assets on that shit. We not men who have high estate. We not that thing. We trying to get, we trying to reach at the bus stop on time to get the bus. We trying to make this car note. The federal government shut down. They say so many people in the federal government can't afford to pay their bills. They're giving away, they have all these food programs now. You have to come and show your federal ID and get food. Now, they're in the federal government, where the federal government is high-minded things, but really, we are people of a low estate. You think them white people suffering? They don't take they don't take a vacation. We needed a vacation anyway, baby. They're not suffering like we suffering. They're not. If they were, what would happen? Let me see if you're in tune. If them devils were suffering like what we suffering with this federal government, go ahead, what would they do?
January 6th.
They would go and shoot up the Capitol. They would go on there in the White House and drive cars into it. I think last night somebody drove a car into the White House barricade. I think they've lost control of the car. I don't know. It don't look too much smart to me. Some devil down in Atlanta yesterday went down to the airport with an AR-15, getting ready to shoot the place up. Like, that's what they do. We are not people of a high estate. We are people of a low estate. And the Bible says condescend to people of a low estate. Meaning what? Condescend means to make yourself lower. So, of course, you call for counsel. If the person had the brotherhood to listen to your problem for an hour, 2 hours sometimes, you all know how counsel goes. At least you could do the courtesy of giving them a follow-up. At least you could do the courtesy of saying thank you to your brother, giving them the praise, and then they would now know, okay, you a person you call. And they would say, thank you for letting me help. I done heard that so many times. The first time I heard it, I found it very strange. I was like, you thanking me for letting you help. Like, you just saved me here. I should be thanking you. But as I stated the truth, I understood it more. Because it's a privilege for somebody to call on you for help. It's a privilege. It's something that's you would never find nowhere else in no other practice. Those people, those EMTs and those first responders, they might have a taste of this thing. But it's a different thing when somebody calls you for, to solve their problem like that. That's a huge honor. You should honor them back by calling and giving them an update. Giving them an update. You get the point? Because you communicate. You don't keep the good news for yourself and just share all the bad news. You know what I mean? You just want to throw all the shit my way. Bring somebody gold too, man. Bring somebody good stuff. I want to smile with you. Right? Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, we still got the question, no man Zola's question about the
Let's get that. All right. Is there any more questions? Go ahead.
If I could, it's a kind of a question compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly Burke said, how can I follow you, sir? Love your edification. I always be looking for you. Where can I follow?
Most High in Christ, Shelly Burke. What you want to do is get into the Israelite school at UPK. There's about 55 more of me in every damn state and in different countries all over the world. Right. You know what I mean? Most High in Christ, the water for your kind words. I am nothing without the Most High. I'm trying to tell you straight up and down. Listen, at least once a week, I start to think about where the hell I came from and the places I've been and the things I've done. Brother, my black ass got a boot kiss in UK. My little Caribbean black ass got a white man to bend down and kiss my boots in the UK. That's the spirit of the Lord. And that's no credit to me. I'm talking about you serve the Lord. The Lord going to raise you all the way up and use you in ways that, is going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to be amazed at your life. You're going to be amazed at the life you live. So if you love what I do, you really love what the Lord is doing. And I would advise you to get in a class nearest you ASAP. ASAP. You get the point? Of course, I'm in DC. If you're in DC, just follow the DC pages. Come to class. But whatever city you're in, you could put it in there right now. Whatever city or country you're in, put it in there right now. I'm going to give you the number to that city or the number to that country. And you get in class and stay in class and become something shining. Become a shining example. There's sisters in here who I know by name, not through conversation with them, but through their works, through the work they do. Yes, because of the internet, I don't have to be in your physical city to see some shit, but I could see what you're doing. I could see how much you're helping, and your work, it was going to get you noticed. You understand? Like this sister here, she don't know me personally, but she sees the work. She sees the work, which is what the Lord going to do with you if you ever just come in here and get taught and apply it. So just put whatever city and state or country you're in, and the brother going to type in the phone number, and you get in touch with that camp leader ASAP and find out how you could start classes, find out how you could pay your tithes, and whatever else you could do to help the truth. And you never turn away from that school. No matter what happens, you never ever turn away. You feel like something is wrong, call a counsel. You could call a counsel at any point in time in your life in the truth. Day 1 or day 100, it doesn't matter. You're not too young or out of rank to go to a counsel. Go to counsel, call a counsel, let whoever know your problem so we could solve it and build something stronger. Why? Because brother, what's that brother name? Gil Heron Scott said Whitey is on the moon. Whitey is on the moon. Donald Trump took away everybody's salary in the federal government. Tell them work for free. If you go on vacation, he ain't giving you no furlough pay or no back pay. Meanwhile, he started construction on a $250 million ballroom yesterday. He tearing down the whole east wing of the damn White House to build a club, to build a nightclub that holds 999 people. You know, if they want, the 1,000 would have break the bank, so he can only do 999. 1,000 people would have break the bank. $250 million you spending on a club to hold 999 people. That's going to be empty for 60% of the year. And you telling people go to work for free? Y'all better go check the White House for them jewels that missing from the Louvre. I'm telling you straight up. I suspect an inside job with that shit. How the hell you rob the Louvre? The Louvre ain't, a jewelry store down Georgetown. The Louvre is like you walk into Fort Knox, that shit is goddamn. Go ahead.
Like I saw that one, and they definitely said it was an inside job because the part that they hit was like isolated by itself. It was right there by a window, pretty much. Brother. And the way they did it was like it wasn't high tech.
Listen, that's the way they're telling you it went down. You don't know what the hell happened now. I know France is broke as a joke. And Macron right now walking the red light district. Somebody probably pull him in and say, listen, give me them jewels, I'll give you 100 million. Somebody probably told them something like that. Listen, we went to Scotland a couple of years ago for the Feast of Tabernacles. Commander Yahanna had us over there in King James Castle. Seeing the crown jewels was part of the deal. When it's time to go see the jewels, them guys ain't want to let no nigga near nothing. They say, all right, we have to take you all one at a time. I was like, what the fuck y'all think? We going to just overpower you all and take the shit and what, swim back to the States? I'm like, what the fuck is this shit at? Brother, they had to go one by one, and then the path from the ballroom where the tabernacles was to the jewels is probably 50 to 100 meters away. And it's cobblestone, it's old school castle city walking on. I just tell the sisters go one by one. Whoever was there early get to go see the jewels. But they was acting so foolish over this shit. But it's the security of it. And of course, they're racist as hell. So going that Louvre, them jewels can't just go missing like that. What the fuck is you even talking about? Even to see the jewels like let's say the jewels is resting here, you can't go this close. You got to stand over there like 10 feet away to see it. You cannot go, you can't touch it. You can't be in a certain distance from it. It's impossible. You get the point? Go ahead.
You said France is broke. I remember we was doing the class one time. You was bringing up how, I don't know if it's the news, I got it from the news or not, but how France used to sell Australia, like submarines and stuff like that. And after COVID, everybody was broke. And America, Biden undercut them and sold them some better nuclear subs or whatever.
Yep.
And France, that's when they emptied their embassies in DC.
Yeah, they was hurt.
They was mad.
They was hurt over it because they was broke since then. Biden just was it Biden or Trump? I think it was Trump. No, that was Trump because that was
Biden.
It was Biden.
Biden, okay, sir.
Same devil, different wing, whatever. But America done undercut them and took a sale from them that was going to help them with the economy. I think it was $65 million worth of submarines. And America then undercut them and sold the deal to Australia, right? From since then to now, the African countries, a good bit of them done turned their back on France and cut off all the revenue coming. Like France is down bad. I'm trying to tell you, don't be surprised to see Macron having a OnlyFans act. It's rough right now. It's rough right now for France, brother. So anyway, so where we at now?
The question, young asshole.
Go ahead.
Oh God. Zola Hall said, I know that it makes us unclean to touch a dead body and to go to funerals, but does the same thing apply to having the ashes of someone who was cremated?
Okay, so someone who was cremated, that would be what you would call a funeral, right? That's where the word funeral comes from. It actually means to cremate, to burn, right? Funeral is an old Greek word or Latin word, and it comes from that, thing to burn, right? The word it comes from means to burn. The Israelite custom is to bury, right? To put into the ground, to dig a hole and put you into the ground. From the dust you came, dust you shall return, that type of thing. Man was formed on that 6th day. If you look at everything that came out of the ground was around that time too. We didn't come out of the water. You come from the ground. So now, ashes does not make you unclean because it's dirt, it's dust. Just like the dirt in the ground doesn't make you unclean. You get the point? Even though what? The dirt in the ground is made up of what? Dead things. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, Ak. Go ahead.
Never learned that in school.
What you mean?
They didn't teach you that in school.
Listen, you're learning it now, Ak. It's made up of things that's dead. It's made up of things that was once alive and dead. Trees, animal carcasses. Oil is what? What did I.S.U.P.K say is? It's old bones that turned into that liquid from being buried there under pressure for so long. Go ahead.
So I'm just going to piggyback what you said. That's why they call it fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels. Because
it's dead things.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, because that's like it.
No, sir. You said it, sir. It comes from dead things.
It comes from dead things. So having the ashes does not make you unclean because it's ash, it's dust. It's just like an accelerated form of what that person would become if they were to stay in the ground long enough. You stay in the ground long enough, you dig up that coffin, Ark, there's nothing in that coffin but a pile of dirt. You get the point? It's just dirt in there and nothing else, which is why the Egyptians would mummify the pharaoh. It's a process of, banding them up and putting certain things on them. I don't know if it's the embalming fluid or what, but so putting things on them so that they don't decay to preserve the body. But really, you go into the dirt, you get broken down. Microorganisms, worms start to eat you. You ever hear worm food? That's in the Bible. Birds would eat you if you're on top of the earth, if you're just left there. You're food for the crows. But now they'll eat your body and they excrete your body. But what they're excreting is what? Dirt. So the ashes is dirt. It doesn't make you unclean. However, it does lead to something else, which may be a bigger thing, right? And I can't say for sure, but it seems like those practices of the ashes. Okay, this part I know for sure. It's cheaper to burn a body than bury a body. It's significantly cheaper. And because of our poverty, sometimes instead of the coffin, you can't afford that coffin. A coffin is expensive. Most people want a nice coffin to bury their loved ones because you didn't love them enough when they was alive. So, of course, you have to show your love when they're dead. And it's very difficult. A funeral, a basic funeral could be, thousands of dollars, $6,000, $10,000. And that's basic. It could be a lot. To burn somebody, I think, is maybe $1,000, maybe, could be less. Go ahead.
I can't remember which one it is, but I remember learning that most of the dust that's in your house is like human hair or like
it's from your body. It's from your skin. Your skin sheds. Your skin sheds every day. Majority of the dust comes from your skin shedding. So
it's both of them.
What's that?
Like the human hair and the skin.
I don't know so much about the human hair, but I know for sure it's a lot with the skin. It could be the hair too. I don't know. But a lot of the dust that's around you comes from you. You get the point? A lot of it comes from you. A lot of it is in the air, airborne stuff, you know, mites and insects and shit like that. But a lot of it comes from your body.
So, like I said,
come on with it.
So they even did a study that said if you grew up with severe roach infestations, it's the reason why asthma is so high in the Black and Hispanic community, because the dead roach carcasses, the dust, when it decomposes, the dust is in the air and it does something where it damages your lungs and it causes asthma.
Yep, it definitely does. The body of them insects, it breaks down. It's like almost what is called them things. Calcified is the word that come into my mind, but not so much that. It's like dust that's put together that could, you know, break apart like paper, almost like how this would disintegrate.
Right.
It'll disintegrate, but it don't break down all the way into the dust like the soil. It could be in the air, and that affects young children. You get the point? So now the ashes, it doesn't make you unclean. Burning a body is definitely not our culture. In our community, people burn the body primarily due to cost. Primarily due to cost. I don't think we consider death enough. I'd be shocked if it's a great number of people that actually telling somebody, when I die, burn me. Most people are not thinking about when they die. You get the point? Most people are not even considering that. In our community, we don't even do wills. That's why once somebody dies, there's a whole fight over whatever they leave. Because we don't think that far. If somebody's being burnt, it's usually because of cost. I think during COVID, funeral prices went up because so much people was dying and it was hard to get coffins. I know my father died during COVID. He was very, very old anyway. He's old as hell. It wasn't the COVID, but he just passed. He died during COVID, something like 2020 or 21. And I had to wait a month and a half for a coffin. I mean, they just had him in the funeral home. And this was Trinidad. You get the point? It was just so much. And they kept coming to us like, you know, you could just burn the body. Yeah, of course, you know, but a lot of people during COVID time, you just burn the body. They want to burn the body, health reasons. And it's just, coffins is expensive anyway. And now with so many people needing them, the price of a coffin was down near 2-3 times what it would normally be. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember watching them East Indian heathens.
Come on.
Yeah, when during COVID, they was burning like 5 bodies on one pile.
Yep.
And taking the ashes of 5 bodies and just putting it in a trash bag.
Brother, they was burning everywhere.
The whole field was filled with trash bags.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rougher. And you know, in their culture, burning is how they get rid of a body. That's their thing. Yeah, they put it on a pyre. I forget what they call the whole thing. But they don't bury their dead. The East Indians, the Hindus, the Sikhs, they burn their bodies. In Trinidad, there's a famous cremation site. That was what they call it, cremation. It's an open air cremation site called Mosquito Creek. And it's like there's a creek, there's a body of water that meets the middle of Trinidad called the Gulf of Paria, right? That's the body of water between Trinidad and Venezuela. There's a certain part in the south, just as you hit that creek, it's part of the highway. There's a East Indian cremation site, and you would see it. You would know they have a funeral because it's cars and they're playing the silly music and they're setting up that thing to burn out. And sometimes it's 2-3 of them. I would imagine during COVID, that thing was busy. So most people do it for the sake of a cost, but also with the cost, they also market to you that you could save this person. They'll always be with you. When I say save them, I mean, you could take this person with you. That's how they market it to you. You know, you could do the funeral, you could do the burial, but the funeral, you'll always have them. There's the ashes right there, and they give you a nice urn, which is a jar for the ashes, and you could put it on your, you know, next to your TV, so this person always watching TV with you. On a nightstand, this person is always there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said, I just wanted to bring out the cost. I just asked my funeral plug how much the average cost of a
You
funeral
have a
cost.
funeral plug. God damn. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir. Oh, Salaki.
1 second up. Go ahead, Mafia.
She said that the average cost was $12,000 a pop, and it goes up from there.
And 12,000 is like minimum average. Like you could probably get a little cheaper, but you might could build that box yourself from Home Depot. You get the point?
Oh, okay.
But if you want the economy box, you're looking at 10 to 12 grand, and that's in America. Imagine somewhere else. You get the point, and it could go up from there. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they also have layaway too.
Of course, it's a business. It's an absolute business. Go ahead.
I would say real quick, if I could, like Officer Bakwa should be like, every time he got a story about where he been.
Come on.
Every time I'm talking to Martha, he has a plug for everything.
Oh yeah, Mafia has the man. Yeah, I know somebody. I'll call you right back. That's Mafia. If you know him, you know it. Arawadi, I think you was gonna say something.
Sir, if I could. So dealing with the ashes, somebody who keep ashes around, would you say that lead to necromancy?
Okay. No, not really. You might want to, for the sake of the class, you might want to just give them a definition. Somebody look up necromancy or necromancer. But it does lead to something else that's unhealthy for you mentally and spiritually. That's what I was trying to get to, right? But not so much the necromancy. The necromancy is a little bit more on purpose. Go ahead.
Necromancy, the suppressed practice of communicating with the dead, especially in order to predict the future.
Right? So the necromancy, the practice of it is like praying to a dead person. You get the point? You get Arawadia? It's like praying to a dead person. It's like that type of thing to gain power in the future. And they often turn those dead people into gods, right? Like saint this and saint that. And that's more so it. You get the point? But this one is different. Now, it could turn to that. It could turn to an unhealthy thing, but not in mass. Go ahead.
Necromancy.
No sweater.
Like the word romance, just because it has Roman in it, it's some origin from Rome.
No, it's like saying what's the word I want? Not so much, not the romance, but it's the man's part is like the practice of doing it. Necro is a Latin word that means death or of death, right? It's like that. So it's like you're practicing something with the dead, right? You get the point? The man's part of it is like I don't know. The words escaping me now, but it's go ahead.
Is it Roman antics?
No. All those things are like, that's like what you'll hear your 5%er or your street corner Muslim say, like television is television, your romance is Roman antics. You get the point? That's not our word. Even people would say Negro is an evil word because it comes from the word necro, not even understanding those are two different words. They're not the same word. But again, you get high enough and you don't make phone calls and you don't come into the truth. You'll believe something if it sounds fly enough. You get the point? Especially if somebody adds two brothers on there. Listen, brother, Negro comes from necro, brother. Don't you know this, brother? You sold that. It's two different words. It's two totally different words. You could look it up. All right? Come on.
I can share something real evil that I was taught. I used to run with and tell people like it was fly, right? I used to tell it like you are the center of your own world, because if you weren't there, it wouldn't have happened.
And then you're gone. You put your cape over your mouth and you disappear into the darkness like, some sage. You don't repeat stuff you hear. Just come up in here and find out if that's true or not. That's the best thing I can tell you. You know what I mean? That's wisdom right there. You told me something. I just had to bypass it in the class. So I ain't gonna even bring it up. But let me get on with this for the brother, all right? Come on, Bakwash.
Yeah, kind. What when you was breaking out how the way people would take the ashes and they would keep it and everything. Now they made it to where you can take the ashes and compress it into like a jewel or a diamond. And
Or a
you keep
diamond. I heard about that. I would imagine that's even more money. So in that sense, the poverty route to make you choose the cremation, they look at it like we could get money from you long term. You understand? Since you don't want to pay for the box, we're going to sell you this cremation. We're going to help you get the urn. We're going to put all of that into it. And then we're going to come up after and tell you, you could, over time, dust leaks out. And if this urn fall and break all the ashes, don't you want to have your mother with you? Don't you want to have your son with you? Don't you want to keep this loved one? How about if we could put his ashes into this great crystal right here, just for 4 payments of $599.99? And your emotion, your sentimentality is going to make you make a piece of glass. It's not even a diamond. It's a piece of hardened glass. That's what glass is. Glass is sand that they melt and cool. It's just dirt. It's with diamonds is a piece of rock, a certain type of rock that could resist heat and could be shaped. They just give you some pretty piece of glass from the ashes, and you ain't there watching. How you know that that's the ashes? If I'm that person, I'm taking your ashes, doing this, and then giving you this. That's America. You're looking at me crazy? That is America. That is what's going on. You get the point? God, this brother ain't gonna never get his question answered. Go ahead, Shabbat.
Say we have one more after that.
Okay, no sweat. I'm gonna try to get it, but I want to get to the topic too. You're getting out of here early tonight. I made a promise. So good. So again, keeping the ashes does not make you unclean because it's dirt. It's not the body. It's not the body. Remember, the law says, touch the dead body. In the house with the dead body, you go into the grave where the dead bodies are. You're unclean. The ashes is different. That's not even our culture. That's dirt. It's dust. Whatever. You get the point? No, but in the spirit of it, it does something to you that could be very unhealthy for you mentally, right? And it goes with grief. Like with the poverty and with Christianity, we don't know how to deal with grief the right way. And grief is something you have to take it on in its time, and then you have to let that thing go because it's not time for this anymore. Just like, give me Ecclesiastes. Let me get that first. Give me Ecclesiastes. Hold on. Chapter 3, verses 4 and 5. And then somebody hold for me Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38. All right?
Come, sir. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. You said 4 and 5, sir?
Yes, please.
Come, sir. Verse 4. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones.
Read it again from the top.
Come, sir. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance.
Right? There's a time for everything under the sun. There's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to be sad and have grief and be mournful, and there's a time to rejoice. Go ahead.
A time to cast away stones.
A time to cast things away. Get the point? There's a time to cast away these things. Go ahead.
And a time to gather stones together.
And then there's a time to gather things together. There's a time for that. There's a time for everything. And you want to be able to live your life like that. I remember when I was probably about 500. I remember Jeremiah Hyman taught us this. It wasn't that long ago. Shit, goddamn, trying to disrespect me. That wasn't that long ago, brother. Right? He taught us this early. I think this was during Hebrew Academy. Like, if you want to work on there's a few things you could do to work on your discipline. One is fasting, of course. That helps you. Fast on your own time. You don't have to wait for Day of Atonement. You don't have to wait for unleavened bread. You could fast from anything at any time and just get counsel on it before you do it. The other thing is to yield to a clock. Buy yourself a good clock and yield to that clock. When that alarm goes off, you're getting an order to get up. You get the point? When that thing says, 12 noon on whatever day your camp leader tell you, it's time to make that call. When it's time for class, you're there at 6:30 if you're the Shema or whatever, or 7, whatever time it is you work in your zone. When it's time for camp, you're there. You live your life as a slave to time, you'll be so much more effective. Where this has nothing to do with how you feel. You must do this at this time. You'll be so much effective. And now you would know that's how you really respect time. So now when there's a time to rejoice, you rejoice. When there's a time to be sad, be sad. Don't hold yourself back from being sad. Don't hold yourself back from the grief. Take it full on. You're going to have to respect that time. Now is the time for grief. Now is the time for it. You should grieve. All right, give me Ecclesiasticus 38. Really, the whole thing is really good, but for what we want, start at 16.
Can. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
My son, let tears fall down over the dead, and begin to lament, as if thou hast suffered great harm thyself, and then cover his body according to the custom, and neglect not his burial.
Right? That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. That's the orders you get. It said, my son, and of course this goes to the sisters, to my daughter, let tears fall down over the dead and begin to lament, begin to be sad. If there's somebody a loved one that has passed, you should cry for them if they're worthy of your tears. If they're worthy of you crying, meaning if you sad over it, they're worthy of your tears. You get the point? If you're sad over this thing, there's somebody close to you, somebody you loved, you should cry for them. Don't not do it. Don't not be sad. Do it. Let lament begin. Let the lamentation begin. As if thou hast suffered great harm thyself. Sometimes somebody died close to you, brother. You cry as if the pain happened to you. The wound was afflicted to yourself. It hurts. The Bible is giving you permission to do that. And it says, and then cover that person's body according to our custom, which is what? To wrap them up. Today, we just dress them and put them in the box and neglect not the burial. In the UPK, we have a burial service. General Hazayan heads up the burial service. You have a close relative that died, the UPK could perform the service for you. Just get in contact with the school, and it will be done according to Israelite custom. You get the point where there's, wrap the body and there's oils and all kind of different, stuff we do with the body before we put it in the ground. Go ahead.
Saying a priest in a school, passes in his family, we want to do it. We want to do it in a church.
Mm-hmm.
How would that go?
Well, it would depend. That's something that there has to be more detail for it. It could be that the brother gave specific instructions that the UPK has to do it. You get the point? It could be that. Or it could be that this family hates the school and has all rights to his body, and that's just it. And there may be a memorial done for the brother because he was in here, or the sister. You get the point? I've seen it go so many different ways already in here. You understand? The brother who offered some morale in Philly, give him a morale hand. I forget his name. What's the older brother's name, boy? Not Ibaria. I'm gonna look it up in a second.
Yawash
Tawada. That brother in Philly, he got sick before he died, and his family damn near abandoned him. And I think when they fully came around, he told them, Mariah is his family. You get the point? So all of that could happen. In a situation like that, it depends. Sometimes, you talk to the family and they want to do it. Oftentimes, when a loved one passes, it's a pain like a wound. It's like an attack. And the family is oftentimes not receptive to nothing. That's why they turn and fight each other. Because they all really want to blame somebody for this person's death, having zero understanding that death is a part of life. And you better start preparing for it. You better look to it. You better just it's a natural progression. Get the point? It's a natural progression of life. From the day you're born, you're dying until you're dead. Get the point? Go ahead.
Like, I don't know how my family react, but I'm going on record saying I want a UPK birth.
We need it on paper. So we go to the judge. You say, do you have this in writing here, motherfucker? Right? Me personally, you do whatever the hell you want with me. I want the kingdom. Don't waste no money over. Take that 12 grand, give it to the school. Okay. You get the point? But I hear you. It depends. There's a lot of detail going into it. But the Bible says this is what you do. You do the duty of the burial. And neglect not his burial. Don't neglect that thing. Right? Because if you're in a position where you have to put them in the ground, you have to see that through. You may not be in that position. That's not on you. In most cases, sometimes the family take it over. You can't do nothing in that case. You can't fight the family. The brothers and sisters, they're gone. They're already dead. You did the most important thing, which is when they were alive. You get the point? The family didn't give a damn about them when they were alive, which is why they're fighting over a dead body. You get the point? It's backward. There should be no fight over this body now because he's gone. Or she's gone. Now it's about putting them in the ground. But you did not love them when they were alive, so you have to love them when they're dead. You had to go cry, you had to jump in the hole down there with them. You had to buy the most expensive coffin because you had to send them off the right way and all this. When you could have been a brother or sister when they was alive, then there would be no guilt to satisfy when they're dead. You get the point? There would only be honor. We'd be coming around to honor them. We might still get the expensive coffin and the expensive funeral in honor. But in our community, usually it's guilt. It's, I have to do it this way. I always loved you, Auntie so-and-so, even though we never got along. Even though something. The guilt is what drives it in the world. You get the point? So in that situation, you don't have to fight the family for the body. They're already suffering now. Just let them do it. But we're here to do it if you want us to do it. You get the point? But they already, it's dealing with death is very, very hard because of in how the Lord made things. We're connected. Even a dog will mourn for a dog that's in their pack. You get the point? Even an animal will mourn. You understand? Where we at? Read 17.
Verse 17. Weep bitterly and make great moan and use lamentation as he is worthy. And that's like it. And that a day or two, lest thou be evil spoken of, then comfort thyself for thy heaviness.
Right? Weep bitterly, moan. You cry for this person. Because if you don't, people who love him gonna be like, you didn't love this person. You didn't care about them. That's why I say unless less people speak evil of you. You get the point? There's a time to be sad for a loved one when they're gone. There's a time for it. And then comfort thyself for thy heaviness. Comfort yourself meaning what? You're gonna have to seek counsel. You're gonna have to take some time off. You might need a strong drink. You might need something to help you through the grief, which usually it comes to talking to somebody. Talking to somebody helps you through the grief of it, right? 18.
Verse 18. For of heaviness cometh death.
Say it again.
For of heaviness cometh death.
For what?
Heaviness cometh death.
For heaviness cometh death. That's why you need to comfort yourself from your heaviness. You're going to need to get some counsel. You're going to need to do some activity. You need to do something to help you. To help you what? What do they say? From heaviness cometh death to help you.
Take your mind off of it.
Take the weight off of your shoulders. Christ said, come unto me, ye heavy laden, for my burden is light. Meaning, come give me your burden, I'll carry it. Take my burden, because my burden is light. Serving Christ makes you free of every bullshit in the world. It frees you up. There's a burden to carry in here, but compared to the world, oh my God, this is a light thing. This is a light thing in here to serve the Lord. And now in dealing with death, you want now to put that burden on somebody, which is why what we talked about earlier is so imperative. Communicate. Because somebody mourning with you, it will help you tremendously get through what you're going through. It helps. Somebody caring about what you care about. That's the truth. The truth is a bunch of strangers caring about the same thing equally. That's the truth. Like, we all strangers in here. If it wasn't for Christ, if it wasn't for the Most High sending Christ and giving us the Holy Spirit, raising up the I.S.U.P.K in 69 and putting Commander General Yahanna in charge, we wouldn't even be, we'd walk past each other. It would be like in the movies where, you know, the villain just gets into this cab and the hero just walking past the villain. Like, they don't even know each other exist until the end. That's how we would be. Imagine how fucking fucked up that would be. Imagine everybody who you know and love now. You would just walk past them like a stranger in the street. But Christ knows y'all. The Most High knows y'all. You don't know each other. You get the point? That's the truth. And look how beautiful this thing is. Like, brothers at camp know it. Like, we at camp, you see, you know, Baltimore pull up, or Virginia or Philly pull up, or you go to California, see DC pull up. And it's a joyous thing. Why? Because we all love this thing. And because we love this thing, we love each other. This is the reason why we're here. You get the point? Now, that's in joy. Imagine what this would do for you in sorrow. Like, we don't just rejoice together, we mourn together too. You get the point? We offer comfort for each other together. You get the point? Go ahead. Now, with that said, some people cannot do that. That's for some people, how they grow, they just can't do it, even though you should. But you're going to have to get counsel and therapy for it. Some people grow up in a way they have to be closed. It's like somebody coming out of prison. They have to keep a certain emotional side of them in check because that's survival in that environment. You get the point? It's some people that thing don't work. They had a moment by themselves. They could call for counsel, whatever. They need some time. Other people, they're very open to it. But whatever it is, you had to be able to go through this with somebody, even if it's one. Go ahead.
Slocky. Now, I'm about to say, with the other side of it, with the morning part, like we get in the chat, we get can y'all send up prayers for this brother or this sister, their father or their mother, something happened to them, or they in the hospital.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's, to me, that's mourning together from around the world.
It's the support you need. It's the support you need. Worse off if this is something that happened where this is a loved one or Lord forbid for sure, but it happens where there's a brother in here and the whole school show up. You get the point? The whole school showed that sister in the who passed in DC, Sister Tamar. The whole school showed up, showed love. Even people who, from out of DC knew who she was. Like, that was a great help. That was a great comfort. Her sister Natapaya always said, like, that they did a whole lot for her and helped her because she was so close with her sister. It's like her right leg is gone. You get the point? That is, it's rough. It's rough to go through something like that, but you need to let somebody cry with you. You can't take the burden on yourself. Taking the burden on yourself, sometimes you need it because you're in a mess, but you're going to have to reach out because Satan could take hold of you. Satan will take hold of you and he will drive you into heaviness and depression. Like, think depress, like to press down, like compress, drive into depression, and they say of heaviness come death. That's what the Bible just said, verse 17, right? 17, or what verse it is? 18. Say, for heaviness bringeth death. You could make yourself sick with grief. You can't do it. Or you can be healed by brotherhood. You could be healed. All right, go ahead.
And the heaviness of the heart break strength.
And the heaviness of the heart break your strength. You don't have the strength to carry on because this thing has taken you, took a hold of you. Death is a very traumatic thing, even if you're prepared for it. It's still very traumatic because it's not normal to see an inanimate body. Seeing an inanimate body damn near messes with your head. Like, hold on. What the hell is going on here? You get the point? You're going to have to prepare for it before time. You're going to have to let your mind know there's a time for death. Sometimes these things happen. It happens. It goes through. You're going to have to be dutiful. Start to get things ready to put them in the ground, do the duty of the burial. But the Christian church has not prepared us for life, much less death. The Christian church ain't teach us how to live. You in the church in Sunday school since what? Sunday school start what? 3, 4 years old maybe? You in there, crisscross applesauce. Jesus loves me, this I know, from 3 years old. You reach 20, you don't know nothing about buying a house, nutrition, how to marry, opening a bank account. None of that shit. You're not learning nothing from your church. You get the point? They don't prepare you for life, much less death. So you find now there's a ton of depression, mental illness start to come off of it. And keeping the ashes contributes to that. Keeping it. Now, if you did it before, you ain't saying you didn't know nothing, but that's just not our custom. Our custom is to put them in the ground, to get them into that ground. And there's a way you can start preparing for it. You could call the school and get counsel. There's so many things out there right now that this thing doesn't have to fall on you 100%. And you get help on how to prepare for the dead. Just like a married couple would prepare for a child, right? They start doing what? From the time they know they're trying for a child, what do they start doing? Give me some things that you think. Just, even if you never experienced it, just think, what will you start doing? Go ahead, sis.
Having more sex.
Give her a hand. She's like, well, the baby ain't gonna just come here. There ain't no stop. You get the point? That's it. You're gonna start having more sex, but even in that, you start what? Give me some more. I'll take that too, but give me some more. Got a hand up somewhere here. What would you start doing in preparing for a child? If you and your rib, or a sister and a husband, they want to have a child, what do they start doing in preparation for?
Saving up.
They start putting aside some money because this is now a third person. What else they start doing?
Making sure that they're healthy.
Start looking at their health, because now the child is a product of them over time. Go on a checkup, see if she could now, have the children. If she's, has the right nutrition, the right things going on. She may have things going on she don't even know about. He may have things going on he don't even know. There's preparation. If you're going to prepare for a child coming into the world, you should prepare for somebody leaving the world. The natural progression of life is adults make children, adults raise children into adults. Those children start taking care of those adults as they get older. That's honor thy mother and father. Those children are going to put their mother and father in the ground. That's the natural progression. Sometimes things get out of whack and a parent has to bury a child. It happens. But that's not the normal progression. The normal progression is you make children, they grow up, they bury you. That's the normal progression. So as they have to bury you one day, you're going to have to teach them one day that, when you get old enough, you're going to have to start to put things in place. The adult has to put things in place too. But there's things you start to do. Now, because of a people, we Christian, and we don't grow up so oppressed, brother, we ain't thinking about preparing for a coffin. What the hell are we talking about? Like, that's not even in our mind. We such in survival mode. Preparing for death is what we talking about. When that time comes, we're going to cross it. You could prepare for it. You get the point? You could start to prepare for it. You can start to put things in place so it's not such a burden. It's not such an emotional drain. That's why everybody needs to come in here and relearn how to live life. Life doesn't have to hit you blindsided. You could relearn how to live, how to do things. All right? And you could keep your strength, because the heaviness, you will not experience the heaviness, because we all gonna be missing whoever. We all going to be sorrowful. We're all going to cry with you and laugh with you. Keep going.
Verse 19. In affliction also sorrow remaineth. And the life of the poor is the curse of the heart.
Brother, that's our life. In affliction also sorrow remaineth. And the life of the poor is the curse of the heart. Like, that's our life. We're poor and we are punished. Our mind is punished because of it, because of our poverty. Our poverty means the same thing that the oppressor goes through. We don't have a cushion for it. So we fall harder. Our things hit us harder than it hits them. You get the point? Keep going.
Verse 20. Take no heaviness to heart.
Mm-hmm.
Drive it away and remember the last end.
This is what you do. The person who may or may not, who may have the ashes, you might want to consider this person is gone. They're not in the urn. They're not in the jar. They're not in that crystal that they pressed together. They're gone. I'll give you one further. The person who you put in the ground, they're not there either. That shit you see on the TV about somebody going to the grave and cleaning off the grave and saying, hey, mom, how you doing? Hey, dad, how you doing? Hey, bro. And you bring a beer. The nigga ain't there. He's gone. He's gone. He's with the Lord now. If you want to go clean the grave or altar, honor, fine. You go in there, you take, whatever you do, you soak out a whole week where it could be unclean. You go there and scrub the moss off of this gravestone. You get a little whacker and you grade down the grass or whatever you want to do for honor's sake. But not because that person is in the ground. It's not like you're cleaning their house. They're gone. But if you take it on, it could start to become heavy. It could start to become a burden. So it says what? What it says again?
Take no heaviness to heart.
Go ahead.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Verse 19.
No, that's it. No, that's it.
Verse 20. Verse 20. Take no heaviness to heart.
Mm-hmm.
Drive it away and remember the last end.
Drive it away. You get the point? After the time of mourning, now you have to drive this thing away. Because this thing will consume you forever. This thing will consume you out. It'll turn you into something where, you can't do nothing else. All right, keep going.
Verse 21. Forget it not, for there is no turning again.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not do him good, but hurt thyself.
So now if you're thinking you're keeping this person around in this jar, or you're going to a grave site to do him good or do her good, he's saying, don't forget, there is no turning around, right? Forget it not. There is no turning again. This person is gone. You will not do them good, but you'll only hurt yourself. You'll only hurt yourself because every morning you wake up where you would just normally move on, you got to go touch that urn. Hey, how you doing today, auntie? You got to go to that grave and clean it off, crying. Every day, it's like, imagine you have, you remember when you was young, a little child, and you skin your knee? You fall hard on your knee, and you ain't get that cut that needs stitches. You get the white man that, it bleed after 5 minutes. But it's white skin open. Imagine every day, you would just drag your knee on the ground again. Every day. You wouldn't let the thing heal and, what do you call it, scab up. And then you peel the scab and then the skin come back and you're young. So by the time, 10, 20 years pass, you don't even remember this damn scar. Something had to happen where somebody might ask you how you get this. Or something might happen and you'd be like, oh shit, I remember when I got that shit. Or shit, you might have so much, you might be like, I don't even know what the fuck. I had a wild childhood. But you don't remember it. But if every day you're dragging this knee on the floor, the wound never heals. And you keep afflicting yourself every day. Let it go. There's a time for it. Go ahead, sis.
So for my brother got a picture made for my mom.
Okay.
It was supposed to be for her birthday.
Okay.
And the picture is about the size of that screen there.
God damn.
with all her brothers and sisters. She had 5 brothers and sisters that passed away.
Oh.
And also, so it's all of them and aunts and uncles that passed away. And they're all in this big picture.
And she's the only one.
and she's there right in the middle. She's living.
Exactly. That's a rough thing. Who gave him that idea?
So the picture is in her room. So she sees the picture every day. And it's like every couple of days she's remourning now.
Yeah, that's evil to do. I mean, so like, he don't know it.
Yeah.
But that's rough to do. Now,
Yeah. Well, he's a preacher. So.
He in his mind, he's thinking, let's remember everybody. You know what she's thinking? I'm the last one. I'm just here by myself. Look at all these people who I love. They're gone. They left me. Oh my God. Depression. Weak heart. Your mental state could affect your health. It could affect your body. Grief could make you, it could make you shorter. I'm telling you straight up. So you get somebody who grieving ridiculous, they could just be hunched over and just afflicted. Like you had to let it go. You gotta let that shit go. That person could go on and find new people to give that love to. You understand? That person now could do more things and just live life instead of watching that picture and one day we all gonna be together again. You're looking forward to the death now at this point. It's rough to do something like that to somebody. All right, go ahead. Oh, it's like you had a question quickly.
No, did you want to read verse 22 and verse 23?
Yeah, I definitely want to get to it. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Remember my judgment, for thine also shall
Hold on,
be
we
so.
finished 21. Oh, so like right? That's hurting themselves. You shall hurt thyself. You're not doing this person any good, but you're hurting yourself each time you're doing it. And that's what keeping the ashes is. That's similar to going to the graveyard. The graveyard will make you unclean for sure, but the ashes, it doesn't make you unclean, but keeping it around is just like, for what? Why? Let that person go. Let the dead what? Rest in peace. Let them rest. They can't get no rest. Let them go. Let them go, man. Go ahead.
Remember my judgment, for thine also shall be so.
Remember what the Lord said. Just like they died, one day you're gonna die. One day you're gonna die. Do you want everybody to just never forget you? Honestly, what you want everybody to just, man, just put me in the ground quickly. Y'all don't fight over nothing I have. I ain't got shit any goddamn way. You get the point? Y'all can fight over this Bible. I think that this Bible is going down coffin with, man. Salakia. I found the truth with this Bible. This shit going to turn into a pile of dust before I even give it away. But just don't fight over him and put it in the ground. Remember the Lord's judgment. This thing will also happen to you. Go ahead.
For thine also shall be so. Yesterday for me, and today for thee.
Remember that. Remember, in times come, you will also be dead and gone. What do you want people who love you to do? Keep your ashes around and, tap your jaw every day and keep a big picture of you somewhere and be hurt over you? You don't want that. You living right now. Do you want your loved ones to keep a picture and every time they see you, they cry? Nah, man. If you want to keep a picture so you don't forget, fine. But to relive the pain, don't do that. Don't do it for this person and don't want somebody to do that to you. Go ahead.
Verse 23. When the dead is at rest, let his remembrance rest.
Let his remembrance rest, man. Let it rest. You're going to have memories. You're going to sit down and have flashbacks. You're going to, you're going to have, it's going to come to mind that the time might come around and you might remember when this person passed or something might happen. You might see something on TV and might remind you of this person. But that's not you, waking it up or activating it. That's just, it's going to happen naturally. But you not letting it rest is you now making a whole monument and doing all this so you could mourn every day. Every day you must mourn. And there's people who like that. There's people who go to funerals with people they don't even know just to be sad. Just to cry and be sad. And they wait on the organ music. They wait on that music so they could just feel sad. There's a demon. They love it. You get the point? You can't do that. You can't do none of that. Go ahead.
And be comforted.
Read it again from the top.
Verse 23. When the dead is at rest, let his remembrance rest.
Mm-hmm.
And be comforted for him.
Mm-hmm.
when his spirit is departed from him.
Let be comforted. Like we are a people who always, we would look at life in a more realistic, real way. Be comforted of that person who died. They don't have to live in this oppression anymore. They don't have to wake up one more day and go to some oppressor for nothing. They ain't got to be in the church no more. They ain't got to be in Islam no more. They did it. I know there's brothers and sisters who done passed in here. The Bible say he that endure to the end will be saved. Like that Ibaria, brother, every time I think about that, that is stone cold. Brother was coming to class, sat on a bench at the bottom of the block of the school. Anybody who's been in Philly know it. These Philly schools at the top of the block, at the bottom, it's on a one-way street. On the lower end of the block, there's a bench right there, or there used to be. I don't know if it's still there. The brother sat there because it was early for class. And that was it. In his cover. Boots on, pants on, fringes on, headpiece. Sat there. And he was gone. That's fucking glorious, sir. That is glorious, sir. He endured to the end. And that's how we remember him. That's how we remember him. I kept I think the funeral program from Ibaria. I kept that from his funeral thing. Brothers have pictures of him, I have pictures of him as well. But there's no, every day, oh, Ibaria, how you doing, brother? Some. Talking to who? He's gone. I'm honoring my brother. I'm honoring him. He died here in the truth. How you can leave the truth now? If you know Ibaria and you left the truth, you're a bastard. You a bastard. He endured to the end. What's your excuse? He was older. He was weaker. He had pain, problems, medical issues. What's your excuse? Like in here, we rejoice for the dead even. We celebrate their life. We do them the honor. We shed tears, take a drink for them. You might have to get drunk at night just to get over the grief. That's fine. Stay up with your brothers, talk. People might, bring you food just to help you out. But you cannot afflict yourself with this thing. The best thing to do is let them go. Let them rest. Let them go. The Lord none took them. That was his call. He took them either old or young or middle, whatever. You have no control over that. That's the Lord's judgment. That happened to them, the same thing gonna happen to you. What that mean? Prepare. Just prepare for it. Prepare for it. One day it's gonna happen. It could happen anytime. You don't have to keep it. So that's what I would say for the brother who asked the question. Right? The ashes don't make you unclean, but keeping them is just, you don't really want to move on. Move on. There's going to be you have to let it go. You have to move on. You have to let go and move on. And the only way you could do it is if you properly mourn. You mourn for the dead. You cry for the dead. Lament. Take the time you need. But then there's going to be a time when you're going to just have to, you can't carry on this way. All right? I hope that answers the brother's question. I hope he understands. All right, and of course, there's more precepts, but this is one of the strongest ones. All right. Let me get my topic. Go ahead.
There was one more.
Let me hear it.
Zarion said, is there anything that disqualifies an Israelite from being a priest?
I might need a little bit more on that question. Like, are you saying a brother who came into the truth and was anointed a priest and then he's not a priest anymore? Or are you saying somebody who is an Israelite, but they're not allowed into the priesthood? Right? That's why I might need some more. Now, off the break, yes, there's many things that could disqualify you from being a priest. And those things mainly are things that would disqualify you from even being in here. You get the point? In essence, you're a sinner. You get the point? It would disqualify you from being a priest. Just like it would disqualify you from being amongst us. You understand? You may have you have issues, regular stuff, these stuff that people come in with. Drug problem, alcohol problem. You like whores, or you might be a whore. whatever it is, those things, you're going to have to sort those things out. You could get them sorted in here, but you would not be able to be a priest doing it. Now, if based on his question, it seemed like it's something specific. I'm not sure which context he's asking it. If it's like somebody who was in here and then they can't be a priest no more, or somebody who's trying to be a priest, but because of something they're dealing with, they can't be a priest. So I would venture to say, just to keep it short, everyone's situation is different, and the priesthood in here is vetted. And there's going to be a lot of questions before, is this brother ready? Is he reputation? Is he, once it comes back to you're checking in, your communication. It comes back to a whole lot of that for your recommendation for you to even become a priest, right? You know, somebody could say, no, I don't think they're ready. And that's it. So that there is things, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I don't know if that's the scenario. You might have to give me some more, all right? Go ahead.
There is one more.
Damn. I'll stop and preparing any topics. This is the last time I'm preparing a topic. Go ahead. I'm just coming here and wait on these questions that you wasn't asking me 6 weeks ago. Go ahead.
Oh God. Amani Hamilton said Salaki, sir, when a person loses their heartbeat and regains rhythm, am I unclean if I was drawing their blood at the time, or are they not considered dead until the doctor decides to stop trying and trying to resuscitate the person?
Okay, if somebody if they're flatline, this sounds like somebody who works in the medical field. So I would say if somebody flatlines and they do not come back, they're dead, you're unclean. Outside of that, you're not unclean. You get the point? Unclean is this person's dead. They're dead. They're gone. They ain't coming back. You get the point? Outside of that, you're not unclean. All right. See, somebody flat lines. Technology will tell you they're dead. How you know if they're dead? Go ahead, sis.
They don't come back.
They don't wake up ever. That's it. They're dead. They're gone. Remember, the flat line is technology. You understand? That's the flat line. There's people who the technology tell them they're dead and they're not dead. That happened before. In Haiti, you know the whole thing with the voodoo? You don't know what I'm talking about. You know Haiti has what they call voodoo. You ever heard of zombie? The zombie, like the zombie apocalypse? Zombie is a French word that came about or was popularized by what was going on in Haiti. People think voodoo is some mystical thing that's real. Voodoo is not real. Voodoo is science, right? Some devil went down to Haiti and did research on it, and they made a movie on it called The Serpent and the Rainbow, right? Voodoo is nothing more than the health conscious nuts, Dr. Sadie and shit like that. It's that. It's knowledge of plants and herbs that could do something to you. It's witchcraft in the witchcraft way that we know, right? And what they would do is put something in your drink to make you defecate out your mouth, which was what happened to the French. That was happening in the Revolution. Remember, the Haitians were slaves. They cook in the food. So they cook the food and make everybody get diarrhea and vomit feces out their mouth. Make everybody sweat, pus a pool of water till they're dead, and then come in the next morning with powder and a flambeau. A flambeau is like a bottle with kerosene and it's lit at the top, like Molotov cocktail type shit. And they throw dust and enchant something, and your dumb ass sick on the bed, shitting and vomiting, you thinking what they saying is doing it. And they done poisoned you. That's all it is. He found this out because in Haiti, you would have people who would come out of the grave. They would bury them. They come out of the grave, and people would say zombie, like the Walking Dead. I forget the literal meaning of it, but zombie is like this dead man walking. And they would come out of the grave and they're dragging their foot and they're making noise. And it's because they done got drugged to the point they go into a catatonic state. Catatonic state is like your heartbeat is so slow it can't be detected. Your body, you know, you could inhale and exhale without trying. Your body does it involuntary. Your breathing is so low it can't even be detected. Without the ECG and all of that, they think you're dead. They bury you. In the meantime, your brain is not getting oxygen. You get brain damage or stroke, but you're alive. And once the drug wears off, 2-3 days later, what happens? You dig yourself out of the grave and you come out and you're all jammed up now because of the drug, because your brain didn't have no oxygen. You don't get a stroke. So you walk in half your body twisted like a zombie. You get the point? That's what was happening. Voodoo is not real. It's not a real thing. It's revenge. It's instruments of cruelty, like Genesis 49. It's drugging somebody. You understand what I'm saying? What was talking about? I forget how we reached it. So now somebody like that, they're not dead, but everybody around thinking they're dead. You get the point? So if you have somebody who working in the medical field, they flatline, they come back, you're not unclean. You get the point? They're not dead. Nothing killed them. They're not dead. Now somebody who goes and they die, that's that. You get the point? It would usually be somebody who's older, they're suffering with something, they're sick, they're going to die, gunshot wound, whatever, they're going to die. They ain't coming back. But in a situation like that, they're not dead. That's just a part of the process of treating them. The machines will tell you they're dead, but they ain't dead. You get the point? Machines in 20 years, there'll be machines that could detect more. They'll be more sensitive to your body movements. And you might, in somebody dead today, who the machine will tell you they're dead, in 20, 25 years, they make upgrades. That machine will tell you, no, that person's still alive. They're detecting brain activity, which means if you give them nitrogen this with potassium, they'll come back alive. You understand? Technology is what you're relying on, not somebody who pronouncing somebody dead. You understand? We good to go? I think we don't eat up all the time. So, okay, 10 minutes, I'm done. I done failed the promise. Slacky, you'll forgive me. Lastly, just because it's the topic, you all know what's going on with Trinidad and Venezuela, right? Trinidad, America has recently killed another boatload of people coming from Venezuela, a few Trinidad nationals. So the Trinidad families are calling it a perfect murder. That's what they said it is. They said Trump is just doing what the hell he wants without proof that these people is even transporting drugs. This family came out and said their son was a fisherman who would go to Venezuela normally and fish from over there and come back home and fish here. They don't have proof he's involved in drugs or not. I don't know if he's involved in drugs or not, but I know there's no evidence that there was drugs on the boat, right? So now they're slaughtering people. At the same time, America is putting pressure on Grenada. You all know where Grenada is? See if you could pull up a map where Grenada is real quick, right? You all know Grenada is one of the Caribbean islands in the southeast of the Caribbean archipelago. It's on the northeast side of Venezuela or South America, if you want to call it that. It's a few miles away from Trinidad. It's a few miles away from the Venezuelan shores. All right. Grenada there's pressure being put on Grenada by America to establish a base there, right? So they could have a dual launching part from the Caribbean, because there's a little bit of hold up with Trinidad. Now, with Trinidad in times past had a verbal agreement with Venezuela. I think I went through a few classes ago. I'm just recapping now so you all know. The last prime minister of Trinidad, who was the leader at that time, was a brother. He honored the verbal agreement he had with Maduro at the time. This was during Trump's last reign, right? 2016 to 2020, I believe. He honored the verbal agreement and would not allow America to bully Maduro. America tried to kill Maduro a few times, just like they tried to assassinate Chavez. At that time, they had some puppet master in there, some puppet leader in there called Guaido. They had an election. The people voted for Maduro. America said they're not recognizing Maduro. They recognize Guaido. Maduro is a native Asherite. Guaido is a white boy. America said they're recognizing Guaido. That didn't go too well. Maduro held on. America went ahead and destroyed Venezuela's economy. America got with Britain. Somebody Google for me how much money Britain was holding of Venezuela. They said, and it's not money, I think it's in gold. So, you know, this ain't just a piece of paper. I think UK was holding damn near like Venezuela was banking their riches with UK. And it's a certain amount of million or $1 billion worth of gold that UK was holding. And that's what proceeded with the downfall of the Venezuelan economy, where Maduro did not have access to the things that would give his economy the financial backing. You need financial backing. You need to show assets and resources if you're going to do business. And that's contributed to Venezuela economy falling. Go ahead.
Sir, I have it.
Go ahead. Come on.
The UK has been withholding 31 tons of Venezuelan gold worth approximately $2 billion since the British government.
Go ahead. I think it's a little bit more than $2 billion, but that's still a lot of money, right? And that's gold that they hold in, not just cash. Cash is nothing. Cash is pieces of paper, and they could make your bank account triple by the push of a button, and it really means nothing, right? Go ahead, Arawadia.
Oh, that was pretty much it, sir. Because they everything else is not talking about the money.
The money, yeah. If somebody could check it and see if there's more, but I think it was a little bit more than that. But they holding a few $1 billion worth of gold from Venezuela, and they say they ain't giving it back. And Maduro wanted the money back so he could help his country. That didn't happen. So now fast forward, Trump is back in office again, and he's going at Venezuela with a vengeance, because since then it's been established that there's oil off the coast of Venezuela and in parts of Guyana. I don't think it's French Guyana. I forget which Guyana, but it's parts of that Venezuela Guyana border in the what's his the name of the place? SOAP or Michael Shaw, whoever down there, the Equibo territory.
Yeah, Essequibo, sir.
The Essequibo territory that is now part of Guyana, but used to be part of Venezuela. And when the colonists left, when the Spanish and the French left, Venezuela yielded that part, I think reluctantly at first, to Guyana. They yielded it, but that was originally part of Venezuela. There's a whole ton of oil and gas they found there, billions of dollars worth. They say this new oil deposit is the largest deposit, the largest oil reserve in the world right now. I forget how much billion cubic feet it is, right? So now Trinidad and Venezuela, they had this deal called the Dragon Gas deal, where some of the they would start to mine the gas, the natural resources offshore. Trinidad would get some, Venezuela would get some. They had an economic plan. Britain came in. I think British Gas is also part of that, because they want to take the oil. Now, with what's going on in the East, with BRICS, you remember BRICS, the whole BRICS breakdown, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, right? How they came together and they was going to form the new oil cartel, and they was going to use Bitcoin to replace the petrodollar, which would sink America. So now to divert resources away from the BRICS, they want to take over what's going on down there in Venezuela. They want to have access to the oil. So all this thing about the drugs this and drugs that, they never, ever blew up anything else in America. They've been running drugs all over the place. The CIA been running drugs. They've been bringing drugs in on military planes. That's a historical fact. The Iran-Contra scandal, the American government was bringing drugs from Colombia to America, selling it in black neighborhoods to raise money to pay the Iranians for the hostages. You get the point? That was a covert operation that America only, I think, really acknowledged and admitted to late a few years ago. When I say a few years, a couple decades ago, if so much, right? So they could sell drugs when they want to. They labeling the so-called drug boats coming from Venezuela into Trinidad, into the other Caribbean islands as terrorists, drug terrorists or cartel terrorists. They're using that tag terrorist so it makes it acceptable when they murder people. You get the point? All this is a pretense to get Venezuela's oil. That's all it is. The leader of Trinidad right now, Trinidad is what, maybe 50 miles away, 20, 30 miles away from the coast of Venezuela, super close, very close. The leader of Trinidad now is an East Indian. East Indian woman, practices Hinduism. And of course, she is ready to sell Trinidad whole ass to these people because when the brother was in charge, when Trump and them came down, they tried to, not Trump himself, but his government, they tried to pressure the brother who was in charge to isolate Maduro and to not have ties with him. And he said, we have a verbal tie with Venezuela. And it's been long standing. The Caribbean islands, we all have an oil agreement and everything. And we're not going to violate it for you. And he even flew Maduro to Trinidad and gave him, military escort and assured nothing would happen to him. He told the American government, we'll do whatever you want to do because this black man, she later lied and said, she said blank man, but she said he in there and he's not really a leader. Tell us what you want to do. That's what she told them then. And she was not in power. She was the opposition leader or the other party. He come and stepped down recently, way before elections. He stepped all the way down and called elections early. Now, some people are speculating America told him the plan and he was not with it. And before he get Charlie cooked, he said, I'm done with this shit because this shit is beyond me, which is why I talk about Grenada. America went into Grenada, I believe we on the anniversary of it. I think it's sometime in October. This was back in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s. Somebody look up the Grenadian, what they call it?
Kind of was early 80s, sir.
Early 80s, where Grenada had a coup, a takeover, hostile takeover. I went through the class. You could go look up the class. I'm going to post it. You could go look at it with Bishop, Bishop, Gary. I forget the other name.
Maurice, sir.
Maurice Bishop. Forget the other one named Gary. I think him and Gary was friends when they was young. They grew up and became super, black politicians for black people and trying to rise up against oppression. Gary killed Bishop because he sided with the Russians and the Cubans. The Cubans? He sided with Cuba and Russia, thinking he would get help against America. He killed Bishop. You could go look at the class. I went through the whole history of it. Long story short, he went against whatever the plan was. America does never want a foreign entity in their backyard. America's backyard is anything outside of North America. Canada, Central America, South America, the Caribbean. You have any tie with their enemies, they're coming down hard on you because they don't want none of that. Their backyard is for their kids to play. Think like you have a house. You have a house and you have some enemy in your backyard. You don't want none of that, right? They did it with Cuba. Remember, Cuba was getting help from Russia. America came down on Cuba hard, sanctions, this, that, the other. It was similar with Grenada minus the sanctions. But what was happening was they was mobilizing so strong. Because like you have the article?
Can you hear me, sir?
I could hear you.
Yep, Kawakan, I got the article, sir.
Find me the part where they talk about the language barrier.
Kawakan.
Like about 4 or 5 paragraphs in, I think. Right? They were having these brothers, Maurice Bishop, Cord, and Gary. They were young men who went to school in England, got different degrees, studied politics, studied psychology, and came back to Grenada and led revolutions and tried to free the islands from the colonial powers. They led successful revolutions because the man who was in charge of Grenada at the time, they ousted him. They got rid of him. Bishop took over. America made a statement about Grenada at that time. This was in the 70s, right? You found it?
Not yet, sir. I'm still.
Give me the third paragraph. Give me the third paragraph. Send me the link too. Let me see if I skim it with you because I'll be right up on the time. I would have liked to go through this a little bit more.
Kawakan, sir. It
Read
says.
Go ahead.
Kawakan, although the U.S. assisted Grenada on multiple areas within its society, this article specifically examines Grenada's experience with post-invasion education development. It addresses particular actions to undo the revolution and the Grenada government's limited alternatives. More so, U.S. initiatives, both government and private, are an incredibly important focus. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, the Peace Corps, corporations, non-government organizations, and nonprofits played a major role in attempting to shape the island's education sector along American lines.
Right? So they that's good too. While I'm breaking that down, just look for the part with the language.
Kawakan.
Like USAID, America, all these agencies, they went in heavily on Grenada to shake up their education system to be along what America wants. Why? Because what these brothers was doing, you need to go and really research the Grenadian Revolution. I did a whole class at length about it. You could go check it out. These brothers, really damn near raised up the island so much that America realized we have to stop them. But they said why. They said why. And they said we had to disrupt the education system because the people listening to these men more than anybody else. Right? You found it?
No, lie, sir.
Okay, I might have to paraphrase it. You could keep looking through. Maybe it's in the paragraphs before. Maybe I'll have you skip it. I'm not sure. But just for time's sake, America said, we have to stop this revolution in Grenada because these niggas could speak English and the Negro in America could understand them. And if we let this happen, they will inspire the Negro in America and we're going to have a bigger problem. This thing has to stop. So later on, when there was a rift between Gary and Maurice Bishop, Gary killed Bishop, which is what Russia did not want. Or at least that's what they appear to say in the history. What I think happened is just like what's happening now, where America is talking to Russia like friends and playing everybody else as pawns. They probably went to them, made a deal, seek behind doors, told him, go assassinate Maurice, and then we'll help you. He bit the bait or did it himself, whatever. He killed Maurice. And when he did, Russia pulled all the way back. Russia said Grenada is not a big enough strategic place or has a big enough strategic importance for our politics right now. So we are going to pull all the way back. I think Cuba did too. I forget who else was in there. If it's Italy or UK. And this was the exact same time that America invaded. America invaded Grenada. I think because when he said it was the 80s, like 81, 82, something like that.
October 25th, 1983.
October 25th, 1983. We days short of the anniversary of it. And brother, the history says they sent in the Navy, they sent in the SEALs, they sent in Marines, and they sent in the Rangers. If you all know anything about that, that's not a negotiating team. They come in there to seek and destroy. That's all. What's worse, these was a brand new unit that saw no combat. None. They have no experience in combat. They said they was crashing helicopters, all kind of shit, without enemy fire. Reagan, who I think it was Reagan or Nixon, you could look it up. I always mix them two up. I believe it's Reagan. Reagan at the time, who was the president during the time of Vietnam or just after Vietnam? Reagan?
Nixon was the tail end.
Okay, and who came in after him? Reagan?
Carter. I believe Jimmy Carter came in after
Nixon. Then there's Nixon. Whoever was dealing with the beating from Vietnam at that time saw an opportunity to kill two birds with one stone, to restore order in the backyard of America, which is Grenada, and to gain public favor by giving America a win after such a horrible loss with Vietnam. And brother, they sent in brand new Marines and Rangers and people who didn't have nothing, and they got to killing so much. They always talk about the Grenadian Revolution. When America showed up, it was a bloodbath. You could go check the history. They killed so much, and they didn't even send in a whole lot. It wasn't a big unit. Grenada is a couple 100,000 population. It's not a huge island. They sent in maybe a few hundred soldiers, but with all the tanks and the helicopters and shit, they went into a bloodbath and slaughtered so many people, slaughtered everybody. And of course, this brother who done assassinated the other brother, he was looking for Russia and them to step in to help, and they did not. They backed all the way off of it. We know the devil. They probably done talked and orchestrate this whole thing. And America took Grenada back for the West. That's what happened 30-something or how much ever years ago, 1983, this week. Right, go ahead.
So, sir, I had the wrong article. I found it, though, right here.
Come on, read it for me out quickly.
Kawakan. Although a socialist revolution on Grenada, popularly known as the Revo, affected fewer than 100,000 people, it attracted widespread attention in the U.S. and the English-speaking world. Many Grenadians were Black and spoke English, potentially allowing them to politically influence African Americans.
You understand? That was their concern. Their concern was, these is niggas down there in Grenada. So the optics of it, the Judite is going to look at himself in the mirror and see another Black man like him organizing and throwing out the British, taking control of the island, going to United Nations on behalf of Grenada. And these niggas up here might get inspired way more than we want. It's very beneficial to the white man that we stay separate with languages. He's happy that I.S.U.P.K speaks Spanish and we don't. He's happy that Levi speaks French and we don't. Because now we can't communicate. Any more on that, Kazak?
It's a lot more, but like I said, that's the part you was talking about, sir. Any
more on the language? They didn't say nothing more about the language?
No, that's it right there, sir.
Right? That's what they're saying. They're saying, listen now, the problem is that these is Black people and they speak English. And this could have an influence on America. We have to stop this thing. Like, this thing was way more. With the white man, he always looks at what, when he takes an action, it has to be a benefit 2 and 3 times fold. He's not like us where we go for one win. He's playing the long game. We could get order back in the backyard. We could stop the communists from coming in, the Russians. We're going to get favor with the public for this W because we don't take licks in Vietnam. We're going to make sure these niggas over here don't get inspired. We don't need another Haiti happening. You get the point? Now, take it to today. America is putting pressure right now on Grenada. It's so spiritual. It's in the same time of the Grenadian Revolution and the bloodbath. America is reminding Grenada, listen, nigga, if you don't side with us, we could fuck you up way more. You remember 1983? That's basically what Rubio is telling Grenada. But that's the talk in the Caribbean right now because of the oil. Let me get this last thing. Salaki on the time. Let me get this last thing. Somebody look up OFAC. OFAC. Somebody look up OFAC.
So you want the Office of Foreign Assets or?
Come on.
Kawakan, sir. The Office of Foreign Assets Control of the U.S. Department of Treasury administers and enforces economic and trade sanctions based on U.S. foreign policy.
Read it a little slower. I need to do a separate class on it. Read it a little slower. The white man like to do all this wordy shit and lose you.
Right.
Go ahead. I never know this office existed until this conflict with Venezuela.
Kawakan, the Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC.
The Office of Foreign Asset Control. This is not American asset. This is somebody else's asset or natural resources. They have a department to control that. Go ahead.
Of the U.S. Department of the Treasury.
Of the Treasury, because foreign assets mean money.
Right.
It means money and nothing else. So the Treasury, when they're managing your assets, it's to make money for them. Go ahead.
Kanawakan administers and enforces economic and trade sanctions based on U.S. foreign policy and national security goals against targeted foreign countries and regimes, terrorists, international narcotics traffickers, those engaged in activities related to the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction and other threats to the national security, foreign policy, or economy of the United States.
The American economy is under attack with BRICS. The American economy right now is under attack. If BRICS get off the ground like they wanted to, the petrodollar is gone, and it'll be the OK Corral in America. Venezuela has oil out the ass. The Bible says Asher's feet will be dipped in oil. That's in the Bible in Genesis. There's so much oil in Venezuela. Venezuela could be the new Saudi Arabia. There's so much fucking oil and gas. So much. And that's that area down there where Trinidad is a ton of oil and gas too. That's why Trinidad has oil. America wants it. And anything that threatens America's economy, be it drugs and terrorists, which is why they label the Venezuelans and the Trinidadians in the waters terrorist drug dealers, they're going to attack it. They want the oil. That's all this is about. They want the oil. They're putting pressure on Trinidad. They want to kill Maduro. They want to take Grenada because it's strategically close. Just for time's sake, I can't pull the article, but y'all could go look it up. The Trinidad Prime Minister 2 weeks ago was in New York for the United Nations conference. When she returned or after the conference, it says she acquired a license. Somebody just Google that for me. What's the latest license the Prime Minister of Trinidad acquired? Real quick, and then we're done. So lucky on the time. I definitely wanted to go into this a little bit more. With that said, everybody in Trinidad, Grenada, Tobago, Venezuela, run, come into the truth quick, because your life is about to change. The devil is loose and he know his time is short. Trump already said it. They asked him, you think you're going to heaven? He said, heaven? I don't think the things I'm doing, I could make it into heaven. He said, I'm in heaven right now on Air Force One. This devil don't give a damn about nothing. Go ahead, Shapat. The Prime Minister of Trinidad, what license did she just recently require? If the brothers in Trinidad know it, let me know.
So love you, sir. I have it.
Come on up.
The Dragon Gas Field Project with Venezuela. She
right
got
in Dragon Gas in that area where they have shared oil and gas. That was a project that she's now reviving that she was against before. She was against it. Now she's saying, yeah, we're going to do the deal because America is pushing her. Go ahead.
She got a 6-month license, sir, from the U.S. Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC.
This East Indian got a license from America to go take Venezuela's oil. Brother, politics, like the general say, is a game that snakes play that mice think they can play. And, you know, snakes eat mice. We are the mice in this arc. She's an East Indian. She's about that money and killing whoever else. Last week, they had the Prime Minister and a ton of ministers in a safe house in Trinidad. You should go Google this shit. Why do they need to be in a safe house? For what? 2 of them C-130s landed in Trinidad. They got warships off the coast of Trinidad right now. Right now. This place is getting ready to go all the way left. And if you won't make a phone call, you wouldn't have the wisdom or understanding to deal with it. With that, pass it to water for your bear me time. Pass the class over to priest and officer Chapat. Chapat, let's just do the salute real quick, all right?
Michael, which means to stand. Give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Benediction, Mount Shabbat.
Sir. Yahanna Shabbat thumb.
God give him a time. Psalm, which means turn. This you may stand. Michael. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister. Benediction, Mount Shabbat. God give him a time. Class dismissed.
Let me run real quick.